Testing.
I'm going out tonight, baby. That's what he was telling me, man.
I do have my student in green will be pointing at which camera, but if you're talking and you start looking at the camera, I'm going to take it. So.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to try to focus on that one when I talk, but you know,
especially like start, we got a one shot on you.
I don't.
I mean, we'll start with a 4, and then we're going to cut right to the one shot.
Yeah, I've got no experience doing this, so I'm probably going to mess it up, and I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Just make sure you stay prepared, whatever camera, and I'll be. Oh, you got that. Oh, look at you. Lee Corso, huh? I like this grade weight. Yeah.
I told Ford to bring up.
That's awesome. What did you up for? Did you see mine? Mine's old.
All right. Still sounding good, I guess. Well, I guess we have music. Do we have any kind of introduction music or anything like that? You going to put that in post-production or? Oh, okay.
And when we cue you in, it's fading out as you start talking.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's about 5 seconds of fade while you welcome. And yeah, it's very similar to the one that just has pregame show instead of.
Right on. Hey man, just so you know, I think it's from this. You have black stuff all over your neck, man. I thought they were moles or something at first. Right.
I used the wrong material to clean all of them from fraying. I need to get new ones, and I need to.
It's making me feel like I've got the same issue going on, so I'm getting rid of all the loosies.
Yeah, that's at least you know it's from me cleaning, and it's not from it being dirty. But yeah, the chemicals really. I must use the wrong thing.
Time for new headsets.
Yep.
Well, you know, don't get headsets anymore. You can get earpieces, and yeah, okay, cool.
We're on the same page.
Perfect.
Gonna be a bunch
And I need to make sure we're
green is on.
green.
Well, good luck, guys.
All right, man.
Yep, have fun.
Thanks, Jim. Good to see you again, man.
Are we testing here? What are we doing?
I've already tested.
Okay.
We're already live, so we can't really test. And I'm going to be doing audio, so I'm not worried about it tonight.
All right.
I'll make sure you guys are good. I think
Do they need to lean in and talk to these, or pick them up and talk to them? Are they turned on?
Whatever's more comfortable for them, as long as they're like within 8 inches of it or so.
I would say pick it up.
I
But
think so. We can even leave it right like that, so they're like forced.
that way they have to pick it up.
Yeah.
How much longer before we go on here?
5 minutes.
All right, so we're not going to make them sit here for 5 minutes. We'll wait another 2 or 3 minutes and
Yeah.
we'll bring them over.
And I'll let you know when I do the intro, and we'll give you a 10-second countdown when you guys are starting to come on. Jade will be doing it, My student Jade right here, she's gonna go 10 and then actually count down from 5. I got some front light to counteract the backlighting. It's not ideal, but we were either getting Skip's yellow SUV or the sun, so we're gonna.
That's a Jeep, first of all. It's not an
Sorry. I should not. Yeah.
Yellow.
And it's gold. And it's an awesome shot. It would like make the shot.
Except for it's behind a fence. And,
Well, it should be sideways.
Yeah.
You want it to be
I was
sideways
gonna
so
say,
you can see the full
it almost
glory
looks
of
like
it.
it's an impound lot back there, though. Just how the fences are. Yeah.
Oh look! Skip got towed away again.
And I also.
left his Jeep in another
Hey,
bar.
someone tried to tow my Jeep one time, and I had to have my girlfriend run to the ATM machine out on the island on Bridge Street, on the backside of Bridge Street, and they had my Jeep hooked up, and I jumped on it, and I would not let them tow it away.
Bribed him.
We had to pay him $200.
Yeah, he put that in his pocket. Yeah,
100%.
Well, I don't care what happened to it as long as I got my Jeep, right?
Oh,
Wait, let me see if I can hear you.
I was not happy. We could hear. I don't know if you need. Yeah, there you go. Press your talkback button, and or maybe go.
Go live? Yeah, go live.
I think we might be live already.
Really?
Can't test it yet. So I wouldn't. Yeah. But do talk back.
All right, so I guess we still get the talkback. Can you hear me?
I can hear you in the talk back.
Okay, I can hear you fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right.
That's good.
All right. Frank, you there? Joe, you here? Mike's.
Just like old times, partner. I never had more fun doing anything sports related.
If you want to put the mics in here, you can, but he wants you to be 8 inches from it, so it might be easier to hold it up. Then if you sit it in here, you're gonna have to kind of lean forward to it.
Are they on?
Yeah, they're on.
We got a hot mic. Got to be careful. Yeah,
Hot mic, baby.
From this point forward, be careful what you say.
Test 1 2 1 2.
Out there. You
guys look good.
good. Yes. Like a real thing. We've never had 3 cameras staring at us. Oh, there's Charlie. Hey man, we're about to go on the air there, brother. You here? Charlie?
Ooh, ouch.
What happened?
I fractured my back after the hurricane.
Oh.
I've already had L2 and 3 fused.
Is that the day I saw you up on the roof?
And you're able to get around pretty good then.
Well, it's been a year.
Still.
Then they had done a laminectomy on, this is a long time ago, in 96. I had that done, and 4 and 5 had a laminectomy. Well, in clearing off, I fell and landed on a concrete culvert in my front yard and fractured L1 and L4.
Man,
And so,
your back has been abused.
yeah. So I finally tried to get some relief a week ago Thursday. And they went in my back and gave me shots, but now I went back and saw them for a follow-up yesterday, and I'm going back in 2 weeks, and they're gonna go this time up through your tailbone. How's that? So
Oh, that's what I heard. Coccyx.
yeah, your coccyx.
Okay,
You've had
that's why he
anatomy.
winced.
You've not had anatomy in college?
No, I know I did, but I didn't. I had my headphones on, and I thought I heard
Okay.
that, and then I saw him wince, and then that's what it
Frank
was.
and I both reacted the same.
I had anatomy.
Oh, I broke my tailbone
mine
before.
was
It's not-
health.
yeah, I had to use a donut for a few weeks. Well, I'm glad we got these chairs with the backs on them then, because
Oh, that feels great.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall over the back.
That feels great.
all right, we're looking at 1
Test
minute.
1 2. You got me?
Yeah, we got you, Coach. You sound
we
good.
good.
Is this good?
We're about to start rolling.
Okay.
10 seconds and rolling the intro.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a special broadcast of the MSTV High School Football Game of the Week.
Tonight, we're not just doing the game live on MSTV. We are bringing to you guys a special pregame show, as you can see by the guests assembled here with us. And it's a beautiful night, a gorgeous night for football. 80 degrees, a light, cool breeze out. No chance of rain here at Harley Stadium on the campus of Palmetto High School, as the 5-1 Palmetto Tigers get set to take on the 3-4 Manatee Hurricanes in one of the oldest rivalries on the Suncoast. And to set up tonight's game and break it down, it's not just the game of the week. Here in Manatee County, it's the game of the year. And we've got an all-star cast here to break it down. And to my left, we've got representing both schools here, but first up, representing the red and black corner, the first coach to win a state championship in football here in Manatee County. And perhaps more importantly, for many years, my broadcast partner on Bright House and Time Warner, head coach Frank Turner, the 1975 head coach of this Palmetto Tiger football team. To his left, we have the one and only coach Joe Canan, owner of 5 rings himself as head coach of the Manatee Hurricanes, 29 years at the helm for Manatee, and perhaps nobody is more responsible for putting Manatee County on the high school football map than Mr. Joe Canan. So thanks, Coach, for being here. And to his left, we have my regular broadcast partner bringing up the rear, as he is so used to doing. And he's also our local in-house football historian and one of only 2 coaches to ever coach for both Hall of Famer Joe Canan and Hall of Famer Paul Meckley, my partner Chris Conboy. Welcome, gentlemen, to the set tonight for this big game.
Thanks, Kip.
It's a historical game. Now, when we talk about the history of these schools, they are the 2 oldest schools in Manatee County. They go way back. Manatee High School back into the 1800s, been playing football since 1915. Palmetto High School opened up in 1930 and stayed open as Palmetto High till 1947. When they synergized together. And Manatee High School and Palmetto became one for the next decade. From 1948 to 1958, this was one school called Manatee County High School. And that history has kind of set the table for the rivalry that would ensue over the next 75 years. So it's a long historical rivalry between these schools, but they have not always played every single year, year in and year out. So there have been some lapses in there. But we want to take some trip down memory lane. Now, Coach, you don't go all the way back to 1948 or 1958. We know that. Now, you could laugh, Coach, but you go back almost to 1958 when those 2 schools did separate. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But tonight, the man of the hour right here to my left, Coach Frank Turner, he was the head coach again in 1975 when Palmetto High School won that state championship. And we want to begin with that tonight. There's a class reunion in here tonight that's being celebrated, and they are celebrating also the 50th anniversary of that state championship game. It means a lot to this school. It means a lot to this community. And, you know, Coach, I can't help but remember the times when you and I would broadcast and we would visit Harley Stadium here, and you would have player after player after player come up to you, shake your hand, hug you, and tell you how good it was to see you. What does a season like that do to create bonds that last over the years?
Well, our season, it was kind of a surprise for me. I kind of ended up with a job. And I wasn't really looking that way to be the head coach. I thought the other coaches before me were going to stay in there longer. So I didn't, it was kind of really a surprise. And all of a sudden it was there. And I go, okay, I better do this. I might not get another chance. Who knows? So I go ahead and put my name in for the job. And
you were already here?
I was here.
You got here in what, 1970?
Yes, I was an assistant coach then, yes.
And you just put your name in for the job and you got it.
The principal put me in because I'd been here a while and I knew everybody. I knew the school and pretty well planted here,
But you didn't step into a successful program that was championship ready, did you?
No, we had some good teams under Pat Willingham, Ralph Heath. We had some good teams in there, especially one with Pat Willingham. And in fact, Pat hired me. He did my first year here.
Is that the same Pat Willingham that went on to Bayshore High School?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Pat was a great guy. But he only did it for 1 year. And he come to me and he said, Frank, I'm not going to coach anymore. I'm going to retire. And I said, you're going to what? You just hired me. You're going to do it? I said, oh, Pat, wow, I don't know. Okay. And that's kind of started from there.
I'm also curious, too. Now, I know coaches Chris has probably got some questions. Everybody here's a coach. It's like I got to stop calling everybody here coach because it's going to be a little bit confusing. So we're going to go with first names here. But I know Chris probably has some questions. But I'm curious. You didn't step into that winning program, but that year that you did win the state championship, I understand that Paul Bear Bryant had a little something to do with that success that year. Is that true, or is that a rumor?
Well,
I think Frank has something to do with Paul Bear Bryant's success. That's why it was the other way around.
Anyway, who would think I could call and get Paul Bear Bryant, right? So all of a sudden, his secretary said he just walked in the door. Coach Bryant, there's somebody on the phone for you. I go, oh my goodness. My legs started wobbling. I said, I'm going to talk to Bear Bryant. And anyway, I wanted tape and film to look at the wishbone that just about all the good teams were running back then. And I liked the way they ran it. And then I told Coach, I said, I've seen you on TV, and I like the way you run the wishbone. Can I get some film on the wishbone? And he kind of big pause. And I go, oh, he's not going to do it. He doesn't have time for me. And he said, I'll have 2 cans of film. Or 4 cans of film, 2 offense and 2 defense on the bus tomorrow to you.
On a bus.
On the
Yeah.
bus.
So he got a bus
no,
With a can of film.
with a can of film, and the
Greyhound
bus
bus.
was empty other than the film, or he bought a bus
No,
ticket
no,
on
no,
a
just-
Greyhound and put the film on.
That's how they
Put it
ship
on the
stuff in
bus.
those days.
Yeah.
Skip.
There was no FedEx, I know that.
Yeah, they
no
put
Amazon
them on the bottom of
overnight.
They
those
busted
Greyhound
it down.
bus.
All right.
They busted it down. Yeah.
I wasn't involved in film exchange in the 70s. I had no idea how they got that stuff done back then. But I did hear a little something about that, so I wanted to really, parse out the truth of that story.
It was pretty significant, really.
Yeah, Coach Turner, having worked with you at Manatee and worked with a lot of the kids you worked with, I think the thing that I've noticed the most, and I've learned a lot from you, though, was the relationship that you have with your players. And I think to this day, Jordan Biggers, who my son coaches his son in baseball, and every time I talk to Jordan, he asks, how's Coach Turner? Have you seen Coach Turner? Guys like that. So I'm assuming how much of that state championship was X's and O's and how much of it was the relationships that you built and the way you brought the team together.
Well, I didn't have a real great background yet. I hadn't coached long enough, so all of a sudden I had it, and I had to get an offense going. I had a guy on defense that played at Capital University in Ohio, and he ran the defense and put the defense in he played in up there. So that helped a lot, because I could concentrate more on offense. But I made a really brutal mistake when I started. I wanted to run something different, so I run double wing with the 2 wideouts. They called it gangster and run and shoot. They had a lot of names for it, but it was really the old Delaware wing T. And I tried that, and it didn't work. I wasn't very good at it. I think we went 5-5 the first year, so I had to think. And I started looking around. I said, everybody's running the wishbone, and I played in the dead T in high school. So I go, okay.
With leather helmets and no face masks.
Yeah, well, not quite that far back, but anyway, it was close. Anyway, I said, well, you just move the fullback up a little bit. That's kind of what I played, the 3-back set back there. And so I put that in. I did put it on paper, and that's what we went to. And I got pretty lucky and kept it pretty simple. Actually, I had to keep it pretty simple, not just because, I didn't know that much. I had to learn it on the fly by the seat of my pants. And it worked out. I mean, it really worked out well. I had excellent kids. I had 2 good coaches that worked hard for me. And that's another point I probably need to make. It wasn't totally me. The other 2 guys I worked with, we sat down as a threesome and put stuff together. And I thought that was very important. Yeah. And I didn't, it wasn't all me for sure.
Not dictatorial. It was
the
working
2 coaches
together,
and my kids. That helped that get
Well,
done.
I remember as a kid growing up on Anna Maria Island in 1975, my dad loaded us up to come see this little quarterback play. And we drove all the way from Anna Maria Island to Palmetto High School to Harley Stadium to see Ronnie Deans play. Ronnie Deans went on to have a great baseball career at University of Florida and ended up rooming with somebody that you worked with and roomed with, Chuck Sandberg. So a little bit about Ronnie Deans. What was he like as a player?
Well, Ronnie was an excellent athlete, actually. He played a little basketball, but he really was an excellent baseball player. He played quarterback on the JV team, and the JV coaches kept him at quarterback and developed him. And I watched him play, and I go, he's pretty athletic, and he's got to handle the backfield, good footwork. He wasn't real big, but he didn't have to be in that offense. He really didn't have to be big. You needed your fullback to be big and your main running back to be pretty good size, but the quarterback wasn't necessarily, because we weren't running a lot of true pitch where he would end up with the ball. We were more of a power offense.
Now, as much as I want to hear about the roommate story with Chuck Sandberg. You know, we don't have time to get into that necessarily, but you've now piqued my curiosity, so we're going to have a conversation later about that and have some fun with that one. But we need to move on with the show here a little bit because we're going to fast forward the calendar from 1975 to 2025. We're going to talk a little bit about the rivalry still here and the history of this rivalry with Coach Canan as well, not just as the head coach of Manatee High School for 29 years, but also as a former player at Manatee High School. And we mentioned these schools were one. They were combined from 1948 to 1958. And Coach, that's right around the time, I believe, that you graduated in 1963, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yeah, that is correct.
You graduated my Aunt Judy. That's how I know that, Judy Robinson. So she talked about that all the time. And so you were there not long after that separation. And I went back and looked at the yearbooks. The last time that I could find a Palmetto victory was 1944, before these schools combined. The next Palmetto victory that I'm aware of was 2003.
Wow.
So from 1944 to 2003, now again, Manatee and Palmetto did not play every year. Manatee was a little bit larger school, especially a little bit later on.
Yeah.
So we'll throw that asterisk, that caveat out there, but nonetheless, it was a period of dominance. But I want to know something, Coach. As a player, did you ever lose to Palmetto?
We only played them once when I was playing. In 1958, that year was my brother's graduating class, and so they were a combined school. And when I became a 10th grader, we split up and Southeast started. So the third school in the county began. In my senior year, we played Palmetto in a game. The only time we had played them since the early days, and we beat them 35-0.
So that kind of sets the table. There's something about the year 2003 because that was after you had left Manatee High School, the first stint that you had as head coach. I think you left in 2000. Was that your last season?
Yeah,
first
2000
time
was the last season. I came back in 2005.
And then what do you know? Palmetto wins in 2003. Then they turn around and win at Hawkins Stadium, at now Joe Canan Field at Hawkins Stadium in 2004. Back-to-back wins once you leave. And then you come back. You come back in the 2005 season, and guess what? No victories for Palmetto again until I think it might have been once John Booth got there. I'm not sure if it was him or if it was.
I think it was 2015 was the next one.
It would have been John Booth.
But in the last 8 games right now, it's 4-4. So in the last 8 years, this is the rivalry in Manatee County. Southeast starting to come back a little bit with Kurt Bradley. We'll talk about that later. But they've really been off the last last few years, and there hasn't really been any big rivalries. This is the game of the year in Manatee County now.
And we wanted your perspective on the rivalry, but that's maybe not the best term to use when it comes to your personal experiences with the Palmetto Tigers, as you've never lost to them. So you can still talk about the rivalries in county and what these mean. When these players, they grow up playing youth football league against each other, they know each other. What do these rivalry games mean in Manatee County to the players?
Well, I think it's exciting for them. A lot of times they had played on the same teams or played against each other in youth league. And the thing is, at that time, we were the bigger school, actually the biggest school in the county. And it was harder for us to get our kids fired up to play an in-county game than it was the other schools, because they, trying to knock us off was a big motivating factor. And yet they had some really talented players and talented teams over the years, and it was a difficult task to, hey guys, it's not that we're going to be playing the Tampa schools or Lakeland and people like that. We need to take care of business at home first.
Got anything for the rivalry between Manatee and Palmetto from the perspective of the great one?
Well, when we were doing really well at Manatee, and I was coaching with Coach Canan, Palmetto started to come back. They had a resurgence. They had one year Coach Turner met Shaq Harris, wanted to meet him today. He was a wide receiver on the team that we only beat by 3 points. Now, next year we beat them by 62, so that kind of snuffed that out. But that team with Josh Hicks, that went to Rutgers, and they had DeQuan Randall, who committed to Louisville, but then ended up going to Western Kentucky, and Shaq Harris, and Trent Miller. That was a really good team, one of Coach Marino's first really good teams as he started to build the program back up.
And he would go on to take Palmetto to the state quarterfinals. So Palmetto has had some success over the last 8 years, like you said, 4-4. The last 10 years, 5-5, splitting with Manatee.
When they lost to us by 3, they went to the semifinals and lost to Duke Johnson in a really close game here when we went to the state championship and won it in 2011.
So Palmetto football has been on the rise. Now we got Coach Sanders coming in here, and he's taking over a team right now. Only 1 loss this year. Let's switch gears and look at the matchup that we have tonight between Palmetto and Manatee. And again, Palmetto coming into this game 5-1, and they've been especially dominant over the last 4 weeks. You look at the defense, Matt Arcady's defense, nobody scored more than 8 points on them, so they're averaging less than a touchdown, giving up to opponents over the last 4 games. Manatee, on the other hand, comes into this game 3-4, but the asterisk there is they have the toughest schedule maybe in the state, and according to the Florida High School Athletic Association, it is the toughest schedule in the state of Florida. So when you look at that 3-4 record that they carry into this game, it's not going to be much of a one-sided matchup as somebody might think looking at the records.
Yeah, Manatee's opponent's record is 43-11, which is very, very good. But the Palmetto's opponent's record is 22-1. So obviously Manatee's played a tougher schedule, but it reminds me of the Seinfeld bit. Anybody can take a reservation. You have to hold a reservation. You can schedule tough games, but if you don't compete in them or win in them, it really doesn't mean anything. So, in the games that Manatee won, the teams they beat, their record's only 14-9. So, it's not as impressive as the overall record. And in some of those games, they were not competitive. 35-0 at Lake City, Columbia, 42-7 at Lowndes. That's 2 long bus trips to go up there and get handled like that. And then the St. John Bosco game, which was stopped after a half at 31-0. It was pretty much could have been whatever score Bosco wanted to name it. I saw that game, and if it would have been worse in the first half if Manatee didn't get the benefit of 2 roughing the punters and get their offense back on the field, because they did nothing offensively. And that's been their issue this year, is their offense.
And I know you can't really massage 35-0. I mean, that is what it is. But, when you look at that game, it was actually a pretty even game. It was 14-0 going into half. Manatee had a chance to get it to 14-7. They couldn't capitalize. And then the floodgates opened up in the fourth quarter with 3 turnovers, 21 points. So that's how they got to 35. But they played Columbia a little bit tougher than that score might indicate. They've won the last couple of games they've went out there. So Manatee might be turning the corner. How much experience, Coach? You went out there and scheduled the what was that school that we played the national #1?
Don Bosco, New Jersey.
The Maryland school, Lady of Good Counsel.
Good Counsel.
Yeah. And you've
Gilman.
got experience going out and putting your teams against the best teams out there in the country that you can schedule. What's the benefit from your perspective of lining up against them, even though you might lose? Not that you did, but in this case, Manatee, they lined up the toughest competition in the state, and they got smacked around a little bit. What do you take from that as a head coach?
Well, the first place is you want to make sure that you're going to be able to be competitive, that you have the type of players and type of team and program, and then you want to showcase your program against the best competition. And, believe it or not, because of the way the rules used to be, we had a very difficult time getting schools in the state of Florida to play us. So occasionally we would have to, travel outside the state to play. And but we thought it was great. It was great exposure to our players. Yet it's not like it is now where you have choice and kids can go where they want to. We had the neighborhood kids. If they were in our zone, they came to Manatee. If they weren't in our zone, they went to the other schools in the county. They didn't, weren't allowed to change and do the things that they can do today. And we had to maximize the talent that we had and bring our kids up to a level that they could be competitive and where they believed in themselves. And I was very fortunate. I had a lot of long-term coaches that I had inherited that had been there before that were outstanding, like Frank, Gary Thaler, Bruce Blanton, Mike Knowles, Chuck Sandberg, a lot of these guys that Danny Hope that had been there. And so I give the credit to them. I coach the coaches, and I let the coaches coach the players.
That's very magnanimous of you, Coach. I think a lot of credit, though, does go to you. Those 29 years speak to itself. Not just when you were there the first time, Manatee Magic, you got your 4 state championships. You come back and resurrect a somewhat moribund program and lead them to another state championship. that says everything we need to know. We're going to have to wrap this segment up here in just a second. I know you guys probably aren't following the nuts and bolts of both Palmetto and Manatee as we get into this game tonight, but do you have any final thoughts on the game that you're about to watch here tonight? Or not?
I would say that, from what I understand, Manatee has 4 offensive line starters that are returning from a team that went to the Final Four last year.
And 3 of them over 300 pounds.
And number one, they need to step up. If the offense is not producing, you look at the offensive line. That's where it starts. It starts up in the trenches. And so hopefully those guys will step it up and play up to their capabilities.
Coach?
Well, I tell you, I haven't watched actually much high school football. I haven't been to many games, quite honestly. Really don't know either team that well. I hear things, but I don't really search them. When we lost our paper, I lost contact with high school football.
When you lost your paper, everybody has. We all lost our paper, Coach, but that's okay. Hey, listen, we brought you in here to talk about not just the 50th, but also represent Palmetto in the red and black and have Coach Canan represent that red, white, and blue. But it was just fantastic to share a desk with the both of you here tonight. It's an honor of a lifetime to work with the both of you as well. So thanks for being out here tonight. And we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here. And when we come back, we've got 2 more representatives for the red and the black and the red, white, and blue. We'll be back with Mayor Dan West and Mayor Gene Brown when we get back with this commercial break.
Thank you, Skip.
Thanks, Skip.
All right, have fun, girl. I know. All right, we just saw the intro happen. Everything looked good there, and we are heading back inside.
Making pasta from scratch, and then we're going to be cooking it and having it tossed in Alfredo sauce with a little bit of bacon and fresh Parmesan.
Turn down a little bit right now.
Okay.
Dean's here. How's it going so far this morning?
Just started, but I think we're on task.
All right, awesome.
Group's doing well.
Just witness what's going on. It looks like a true professional production when you look through these windows, and so we're excited to see where we go with that.
Yeah, that cuts it really well.
Carl, you in there? Our clock stalled because they took all.
I think you have to hold this.
Why don't you go straight out of commercial break and put those student interviews up? How's that?
All right, have fun, girl. I know.
And welcome back to Harley Stadium on the campus of Palmetto High School as we get set tonight for tonight's game of the week, game of the year in Manatee County between Palmetto and Manatee. We just had head coach Frank Turner and head coach Joe Canan representing Palmetto and Manatee High School respectively, and now it's time to switch gears up. Again, representing the red and black corner, we have the mayor of Palmetto, Mr. Dan West. Dan, thanks for joining us here today. And a proud Palmetto grad, I would admit. Yes. And next to him on his left, we also have a proud fellow Bayshore graduate, but also a man who roots with Manatee run deep. This man must be part horseshoe crab because I know he bleeds red and blue. But we have the mayor of Bradenton, Mr. Gene Brown, joining us to talk about his perspective on the red, white, and blue in the Manatee Hurricanes and this game tonight. And, Coach, we've got him on the end as well joining us. What would it be without him?
I'm him.
Let's just talk. We just spent a lot of time talking about the 1940s, 50s, and 60s.
Let's talk
and
about
then the
now.
70s.
Let's talk about tonight.
Let's bring it up to tonight because I know you guys want to talk about the game that's in front of us. Palmetto really looking good, Dan, over the last several weeks here. They've turned the corner. I want to say probably we were talking the last 10 years. They're 5-5 with Manatee, but it just seems the last few years they've had some really impressive athletes out there. And when we did the game last week, they didn't disappoint, putting up some serious points against Lakewood Ranch, looking good on offense and defense. What's your take on this team as they take on Manatee?
I think you're exactly right. You know, Coach Sanders is new to us. Last year was his first year, and I think he's done a tremendous job keeping the Tiger Nation happy and with what's going on. So we've got a lot of good players out there. You know, back in 2019 when my sons were playing, you know, they were kind of really, one year we'd beat Manatee, the next year they would win. But we've got some really good players out here tonight. I think we're going to see a great ball game this evening.
And, Gene, you've been doing the Manatee games as part of the broadcast team for a number of years, the Booster Club president. You've been watching Manatee football since you were knee-high to a grasshopper. The Manatee team that's taking the field tonight probably, maybe would you agree, a step away from what we saw last year, new quarterback in play this year. Last year or last 3 years prior to that, we had the same quarterback with Andrew Heidel, and that experience allowed Manatee to get to the state semifinals. Now we're looking at a 3-4 record. But again, tough competition.
Well, we've played the #1 schedule in the state of Florida out of 457 teams. So that tells you something. And again, a lot of local teams won't play us still. So we got to go out and find games. And this year, I believe our defense is probably better than last year, but offense is going to have to step it up because, you know, your offense is sometimes look at the points, how they score them. So
no Ian Johnson Kelly, no Alvin Ken, and yet you think that this defense is better than last year's. That's a surprising comment.
Overall, from top to bottom, I think this defense has a chance. But when your offense puts it in bad situations, or the last game we played, we were 14-0, had a touchdown called back, and then all of a sudden the wheels fell off offensively, and they gave up 3 offensive scores to their defense. So,
wow.
You know, it was 14-0, and then it was 35-0 pretty quick, and the defense didn't have anything to do with it.
And
so
that's
when
what
you
we were
look
just
at
talking
that,
about, yeah.
You look at that.
I mean, one place where I will agree with you, that linebacker spot. I mean, you get a couple of Braden River guys coming over, Storm Hentz this year, but you're in your second year with Ronan Dangler at linebacker, Mr. Everywhere. That guy, 22 tackles for a loss. I mean, he leads the team in basically every category.
And he's
outside
also
of
playing an
sacks.
H-back position on offense and has made our offense a little bit. You know, you have a 3-year starter at quarterback come in, and then you get, you know, a younger senior that's been at a couple of different schools, and you have a young backfield. Obviously, we had a great backfield last year, and so it's changing. Our offensive line is growing. The schedule has been very, very tough. If we'd have played an easier schedule, like some teams do, we might be 5-2 or 6-1, and we're not a better team, though. We're a better team at 3-4.
Coach?
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. And we mentioned in the other segment that you can play tough competition, but you got to compete. Some of the games, I know that game at Lake City, but Lowndes really wasn't competitive, I don't think. And the St. John Bosco team, which might have been the best high school team I've ever seen, that was as good or better than any of the teams we played during our heyday against St. Thomas Aquinas and Don Bosco. But this year's team, I think the key is the offense. I agree with you. The defense is playing probably better than most people thought it would be a drop-off losing those guys. There hasn't been a drop-off on defense, what I've seen. But on offense, it's just not producing. And even in the John Bosco game, if you didn't get those block punts or running into the kickers, you know, the offense would have been 3 and out. So that's going to be the key to the game tonight is can that offense with those returning offensive linemen do something against Palmetto's defense? And Palmetto's defensive strength is their front. They got 4 guys up front and 4 linebackers, or 2 linebackers, 2 strong safeties that are very, very active, athletic, and run to the ball. So it's going to be really interesting to see if they can do something against that front of Palmetto.
I was going to say, you know, our quarterback, Hennessy's done a great job this year. He's got a good offensive line in front of him. We had a good running game.
A transfer from Manatee also.
Exactly, I know.
Took that out of my mouth.
But yeah, he's done a tremendous job, and I think we're going to see some great running tonight from that offense. And our defense has been holding them the ball on the other side, you know, keeping the other teams from moving on down the field. So I think we're going to see a great game tonight between the two.
Hennessy's done a great job. He's made good decisions. He plays within himself as well as any high school quarterback I've ever seen. He's got a decent arm. He knows he's not the most fleet of foot. He doesn't try to do that, so he gets rid of the ball on time to the right guy. Palmetto's got a lot of weapons to throw it to.
They do.
Jock Harris, another Manatee transfer. Had a guy here from NC State today to see him. He's getting attention. Nazir Pitchford, huge year last year, is back. He's with
Mo Carter.
Mo Carter, who's Mr. Everything, punt return, kick return in the slot. They also got a new running back tonight, number 12, that's going to be out there, I think, with some of the other running backs, Ashton Kelly, who is electric as well. Right. So Palmetto's got a lot of weapons.
They do.
Manatee's got to get that offense moving, and if they do, we're going to have a good game tonight.
Exactly.
And I'll tell you what, Manatee, despite the competition they've played, they're only giving up 106 yards a game on the ground, 4.7 yards a carry.
That's to Gene's point. Their defense is better.
They are, stepping up with defense. So it's going to be a test for Palmetto that maybe a lot of people didn't expect. Again, when you look at the stats, when you look at the records, you got to look beyond that stuff.
Well, and you also look at the stats against our defense when the offense isn't producing, and we're still a very good defense. When the offense is giving the ball back quickly, the defense is out there a lot. And if the offense can do anything, and we know that, we need the offense to produce a little bit to be able to,
if not produce, at least drive and eat clock. Tonight I think they need to move the ball, get some first downs, let your defense get rested over there, and then shorten the game a little bit by running the ball or moving the ball.
Sure.
So it's a big game for both Palmetto and Manatee. It's not a district matchup like some years that it has been for both of these teams. And there are still 2 more games to play on the season for both of these teams. We're going to take a quick peek ahead, just looking at the future games here for both of these teams before we get to our pick segments. So I hope you guys are ready for those. But when we look at Palmetto coming up, huge game next week. We talk about this being the game of the year in Manatee County. Well, right across that county border, they got to play Leonard High School out of Ruskin. And right now, Leonard is 7-0. 4 straight shutouts that they've put out there. Nobody scored more than a touchdown against that Leonard defense all year long. So Palmetto back-to-back tough games.
Now, but Leonard hasn't left Hillsborough County yet, though. Tonight we'll get a better idea of where they stand when they play Parrish tonight, and we'll get an idea. A Parrish team that Palmetto beat 38-8.
And Parrish, this is their last chance, to stay relevant in that district.
Try to get in the playoffs.
Try to get in a 3-way tie out there. We'll talk about that in our preview matchup with Leonard and Parrish community coming up here as well. And then Manatee, and maybe the easiest district in the entire state of Florida, 3-team district. They've got Braden River next week to kind of tune themselves up for a tough matchup to end the year going down to Old Foe against Riverview down there. So, Gene, you got an easy game, district game next week. Should be able to wrap that district up. But what do you think about that Riverview game on the horizon?
Well, I think that's the reason we play in the schedule we played early. And maybe everybody asked me, why do we play the tough schedule? Well, obviously we want to do better offensively than we've done. But when you play that tough schedule, it gets you set up for those end of the year. And being we don't control the district we're in. We don't control the region we're in. And Coach Comboy's been there when we were sometimes in the toughest region in the country, maybe at times. And if you go back all the way to the early 80s playing Lakeland, and you could be 9-1 and don't make the playoffs. And I've watched that a lot. Yep. And this is one of those things you had to set up.
And the region this year, Manatee, regardless of this game, the outcome of this game, Manatee is going to be heavily favored every game through the playoffs to the semifinals. Right. So those games against Lake City, Columbia, Lowndes, those were to prepare you for that semifinal game against whoever you're going to get.
And that Riverview game at the end of the year, So
that's another one. That will be that'll be your first playoff game.
They were ranked 14th.
Coach Canan would say, treat this like our first playoff game.
And it's at home for us. So that'll be good for Manatee at home. But again, we got to play tonight, and then we got to play next week, and then Riverview. So
we don't have to. We can just talk about it. They have to play.
But I'm saying we as a school, but we're going to make sure that come out and just play a good game. Yeah. 11 against 11, and that's what's going to be important.
That's right.
Well, it all starts here tonight between these 2 top teams in the area, Palmetto and Manatee. But let's take a quick look around the county. We've got a few other games. Bayshore off tonight, so we don't get to talk about the resurgent. I love the Bruins, man. Gene loves the Bruins. We got to talk about the Bruins, but they're not playing tonight.
Who's their coach?
Oh, wait, Ace Sanders, man.
Sanders,
it's
former Manatee
It's
Hurricane.
all connected. It's the 6 degrees, of Manatee County football. But we talked about Braden River, and they're playing at the Kurt Bradley Bowl as they travel over to John Kiker Memorial Stadium. I had Venice and Riverview in my head there.
Paul Meckley Field.
Palmetto Field at John Kiker Stadium.
Thank you.
So, but Southeast now turning things around. You look at the schedule. I know there's an asterisk there about who you play, but they come in with that 5-2 record. Braden River started off decent, but they've faced some difficult losses. How do you guys see this game? What's your final score prediction here for the Braden River Southeast game tonight before we move on to the prediction for tonight's game here?
I think we're looking at about a 35-24 Southeast win. That's my prediction on that game.
35-24?
Yeah, 35-24, something on those lines.
High scoring, Dan, high scoring. Gene, what do you got in that game?
No, obviously we played Southeast, Manatee did, and they're tough. They're going to give you some. They're not very big. But I think Southeast will pull that game out by probably 10 points.
And you got Braden River next week with Manatee as well.
I think it's going to be bigger than that. 34-7 Southeast, the fighting Kirk Bradleys.
The fighting Kirk Bradleys, that's
yes,
nice. I've got Southeast also winning, so it's a clean sweep there, but I've got it 24-13. Let's move on. Let's talk about that real quick. Leonard game against Parrish tonight. That is a huge district game, 6A11. Parrish has got to be able to pull this thing off if they want to be able to force that three-way tie. Lost to these Tigers 38-8 earlier in the year. So how do you see that game turning out?
I think I'm going to go with Parrish. Leonard, you're right, is not the same team as they were the last couple of years. They're a great team. Like I said, they're 7-0 going in tonight. But I'm going to go with Parrish. I'm going to say somewhere in the neighborhood about 21-14.
21-14 Parrish?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Leonard because until they get beat and what they've done so far over the last couple of years with KB, it's been interesting to watch that and see. And I actually, however, am Facebook friends, so I see a lot of stuff on that with him over the years, and I just think Leonard will pull it out.
Coach?
I agree with Gene. Someone's undefeated with 4 straight shutouts. I got to go with Leonard, especially after what we saw against Palmetto from Parrish. I'd say 28-7 Leonard.
4 shutouts speak to me as well. 7-0 speaks to me. I got 30-14 Leonard over Parrish. Dan riding lone wolf on that one. If we had to have, we'd let you rock it. So, and then the last game, Lakewood Ranch, the not so sexy matchup of 6A11, Lakewood Ranch and Gateway. Look, we can just say that I think Lakewood Ranch is going to take Gateway. Maybe.
I got a feeling of that too. I think the Ranch is going to take it over Gateway.
Yeah, I believe Lakewood Ranch will win.
Big.
Yeah, big. I mean,
yes, they'll get a chance to celebrate after having a couple of really tough games during the year.
And so those are the 3 games that are going on around the county, but we got a game going on here tonight at Harley State. We do.
Is there?
It's the game of the week right here, believe
I thought
it or not.
everybody was just here to see us.
So this is the moment. Now, we have talked a little bit about a wager here between the mayors, the traditional thing that mayors do. What's the wager?
Okay, so tonight, of course, I'm going to, Palmetto's going to win, but my bet is going to be when Palmetto wins, I get to go to Shake Pit and have a banana split on the Mayor Bradenton.
Right.
Okay.
And when Manatee pulls it off and shows the tough schedules matter, even with some offensive struggles, when Manatee wins, I'll be over at Popey's eating with Mayor West.
A full meal, not just a banana
split,
I'm going
but a full
meal.
meal.
Full
breakfast.
All the way.
A
better deal here. So let's talk about then, that's the bet. What's the score prediction for tonight's game, gentlemen?
Oh, you go first.
I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to come down to maybe a turnover or 2. It'll be, as Manatee's defense, I think, is going to be fired up. We've had a week rest, which helped our defense and recover a little bit. Talk about Dangler. He's playing a little bit of offense, and he needs the rest when he can get it, but I think that was great coming back. And I think Manatee probably somewhere, 28-21, something like that.
That was kind of my thoughts also, but the other way, 28-21 Palmetto.
We're all kind of in the same range. I think Palmetto's got the edge at quarterback with Hennessy coming over from Manatee. I think they got the edge at the offensive skill possessions, but I like Manatee's defense. I like what they've been doing on defense. I think that tough schedule that they've been playing is going to help prepare them, and I think the Canes show up to this game and they're going to pull it out by the slimmest of margins.
Not so fast, my friend.
28-27.
No. Manatee's going to play tough. When it comes down to it tonight,
oh boy,
the winners will be.
Do you even know where that head's been?
Looks like the Tigers. All right, good deal. Good deal.
All right, so obviously Conboy's taking the Palmetto Tigers. We'll have to get his score prediction when he can talk after the Tiger's off his face there. But
I do have a question, Skip. I do have a question.
Lay it on me.
So how many times did that work out for the old ball coach there, Lee Corso?
I don't know if they kept a tally or not, but I know sometimes it did and sometimes that it did not. And all I know is that we're split up here 2-2, so we've got a game in front of us to help decide it. All I can say about it is I hope you get a meal, Gene.
I got 28-14, Palmetto.
I really do. I think it's going to be a tough game. Both of them.
It will be a
great
good
teams.
game.
It
It should be
game, that's for sure.
Anytime you got a game like this with the inter-county rivalry and two close
Exactly.
teams, it's going to be a brutal battle.
Well, that's going to do it for our show tonight. We want to thank Gene Brown and Dan West for coming out here, as well as Coach Turner and Coach Kinnan for joining Coach Conboy and myself on this. We'll be back in the box next week when we go to the Lakewood Ranch Parish game ourselves. But until then, we want to go ahead and hand this off to Tiger Vision. Brian Varnador and Ken Burton Jr. are going to have all the action here tonight. We want to thank all of our students from the TV production classes across MTC and our Manatee County schools. And we want to thank as well as our crew here in the truck. And everybody have a great game here tonight, and we'll see you next week.
Good game, Mayor.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it. Good game.
Thanks, guys. That was awesome.
We are live, and we welcome you to the Clicking Spree pregame show. We welcome you to the Cross River rivalry as the visiting Manatee Hurricanes have made that short trip north across the Manatee River as you were looking at that beautiful view here at the start of the broadcast. And they've arrived here at Harley Stadium, located in Palmetto here in Paradise on Florida's beautiful Suncoast. I'm Brian Varnador, and with me is my broadcast partner and color analyst, Ken Burton Jr. We're also joined by Jenny Summers on the Arctic Air Sideline Report. We've got a classic rivalry showdown on tap here in Palmetto tonight for the Cross River rivalry as your Palmetto Tigers host the Manatee Hurricanes. This is a game that divides Manatee County, putting two of its proudest and most successful programs against each other. Ken. Okay.
Forget the records for a moment. Tonight is for the bragging rights for an entire year. The atmosphere is electric, and I can't wait to see the physical battle we're about to witness.
You know, Ken, let's talk about those visiting Manatee Hurricanes. They entered this game with a 3-5 record, which is deceiving, given that tough schedule they've played. They faced some top-tier competition, and they're coming off a tough road loss. In fact, the Hurricanes are ranked 224 teams ahead of Palmetto in the national high school rankings. On offense, the Hurricanes feature a combination of quarterback Logan Rogers and running back and Caden White is the focal point. What do the Hurricanes need to do to get a win here at Harley tonight, Ken?
Well, the Hurricanes, a team that will not back down, and they do love to run the ball. Sophomore running back Caden Brown's a powerful runner, and they'll try to establish him early to control the line of scrimmage and keep the clock moving. Quarterback Logan Rogers, with 5 TDs and 4 interceptions, is an experienced leader who needs to be smart with the football and utilize his top receiver, Jaquan Williams, to loosen up the Tigers' staunch defense. Palmetto has one of the best defenses in the area, so Manatee's offensive line, with guys like Kenny Priviger and Derek Morgan, have to play the best game of the season. If they can protect Rogers and create holes for White, they'll have a chance to grind out a victory tonight.
Yeah, Ken, looking at the captains on the field tonight, number 70 is Michael Sanders, that 6'1", 300-pounder, along with number 71, Big Stefan Aristil, 6'5", 330. Number 1 is Zion Roberson, along with dynamic hitting Paul Moore. You know, Ken, we'll talk about the Hurricanes. You know, I really believe coming into this game, you know, as we look at the backs and that incredible linebacking play that they have. But, you know, we've talked about that. And let's talk about the home team on this home team broadcast here. You know, for the home team, the Palmetto Tigers, they've had a phenomenal season, sitting at 5-1 overall and riding a wave of momentum. Quarterback, Manatee transfer, Matthew Hennessy, and running back Kieron Jones are the stars of an offense that has been playing consistently and putting up those big points. The Tigers play at a high level, and they just won the toss out there. And Ken, how can this Palmetto offense maintain its edge?
Well, I think the Tigers are going to stick to their guns, Brian. They have one of the most explosive offenses in the area. You talked about Kieron Jones, 566 rushing yards, is an absolute workhorse in the Tigers' offensive line, with players like Stephon Aristil, who we just saw at the coin flip, is one of the most dominant. They will establish the run, and then Hennessy, with 20 TDs to 3 interceptions, will go to work. He's confident junior who can deliver the ball to playmakers like Maurice Carter, Jock Harris, and Nazir Pitchford. Against a great rival like Manatee, the Tigers will look to open up the field with their speed. They need to put the points up on the board early to force Manatee to play catch-up and throw them out of their comfort zone, which is running the football, Brian.
As the Palmetto Tigers now ready to take the field to welcome in the jungle. This game could very well come down to 2 important factors. Factor number 1, historically, the Canes have been very dominant in this game, in the return game, in the Cross River rivalry. A big key will be Palmetto's number 1 nationally ranked place kicker, Brandon Galloway, to continue his streak of touchbacks, therefore making those amazing returners for Manatee irrelevant and completely out of the game. Factor 2 here on the defensive side of the ball. The Palmetto defense is rock solid, but Manatee has some serious talent in their front 7. Lots of big heavies up there, including senior linebacker Ronan Dangler, who is a tackling machine. And Ken, what defensive factors will be a key in deciding the outcome this evening?
Well, Brian, the defense that wins the turnover battle will win this game. Pure and simple. Palmetto's defense, led by senior Paul Moore with 32 stops, is relentless. They swarm to the ball and they force mistakes. They'll be targeting Manatee's running backs to force fumbles and will look for interceptions against Rogers. On the flip side, Manatee's defense with playmakers like Dangler has to find a way to contain Keyron Jones. If Jones breaks the century mark rushing, it's going to be a long night for the Hurricanes. The battle between Manatee's front seven and Palmetto's offensive line is the true war in this rivalry game.
Hey, thanks, Ken. You know, looking over across at the visiting section here, the atmosphere here tonight at Harley Stadium is incredible. The crowds are loud. The student sections are rocking, and you can just feel the history and the passion in the air for this Cross River rivalry. Well, let's get ready for that kickoff that's coming soon, Ken. Ken, are you ready for this one?
Yeah, special night. Oh, yeah, I'm ready. Looking forward to it. Like everybody else, I've had it marked on my calendar.
Get a kick out of a beautiful-looking floor from Minnesota Flooring, and that one is kicked through the uprights. So that shows you the prowess of that young man's leg.
Yeah, he's been really amazing all year. I don't know if I've ever seen somebody kick it through the uprights on Saturday or even Sunday, but he's definitely going to play a big part in this game, which was one of your key factors. Completely agree.
Yeah, looking out there, Logan Rogers will start things off. Let me catch a number there. He's got number 11, Dentarius Prince out here wide to the left. Two receivers on the right side of the formation. In the backfield with him is Jaycon Williams. Patiently waiting to start this one off. The Canes will start from the 20. It's a handoff inside. Gets a nice block there, and driving for a gain of about 3 on the play. A pretty good look from the defensive line there, Ken.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to try to get this run game started early with White, who's coming in with 351 yards rushing, averaging 7 yards a clip.
You can see the big heavies over there from Manatee, guys across the line of scrimmage. The 300 pounds are going to be matching up against some 300-pounders on that Palmetto defensive line. Palmetto with a very, very, very heavy pressure. Be a good one to throw on. They throw a little quick hitter out there. The ball is dropped by Dentarius Price.
Yeah, I think Rogers, they've been off for a couple of weeks. Want to get that first pass out there. Threw it a little bit behind his receivers, just a quick out to kind of sense the Palmetto defense, and just came up a little bit short.
Now Logan Rogers is stepping into the lineup, and looks like he's going to take this one under center. In the backfield for him is Caden White. Nice looking receivers over here. Jaquan Williams, and Palmetto is playing a little bit of a soft coverage on this play. They throw the quick hitter out there. He's going to be tacked immediately. So it's going to be a gain of a couple, but he's going to be 2 yards short. You know what to look for, Ken? Do you think they're going to try to draw those Tigers off sides?
Well, in a game like in a normal game, I think they just punt. But in the Cross River rivalry, you just never know. As we see Nazir Pitchford playing some defense tonight. So looks like they're going to put the punt team in, and Tigers get that 3 and out.
Yeah, warming up before the game, they were snapping out of a 10-yard set. They go back to a traditional-looking look, and there's a low kick driving. And it's going to check up, go out of bounds backwards. Palmetto Tigers will start with great field position at the 47-yard line.
You know, one of the keys you talked about earlier, Brian, was with our kicker. Their kickers have struggled this year. Their punters, 2 punters have only averaged 27 yards a punt. So that could also play a key in tonight's game.
Yeah.
So the Tigers getting off to a short field here. Got to take advantage early and expect a heavy dose of Keyron Jones on this initial bribe, right?
Yeah, you see Keyron out there in the backfield with Hennessy. That Palmetto offensive line averages 299 across the line. Big tight end Ace Luther lining up on the left side at 235-pound. 2 receivers out here, Maurice Carter and Pitchford. This time they get the quick hitter out there. He's got a good block out there. Just a huge gain on the play, like taking candy from a baby. Goes for a first down. Ball's at the 31.
Yeah, that's Nazir Pitchford. Of course, we watched him last year with a great season. But this is his 3rd game. That's already his 7th catch, and nice pitch and catch. It's what Manatee wanted to do, that they were just a little bit off, and great way to start the first play, already almost in the red zone.
Yeah, and you've got Keyron Jones in the backfield that averages 90-plus yards rushing per game back there with Hennessy. Keyron is riding sidecar to the left. Big formation here. It's a run all the way. And a nice tackle, and stepping up there to make the play is number 5, Storm Hintz. He's a 5'11".
Yes.
Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, Hintz is one of those Braden River transfers. Has had a great season for the Canes. He's got 35 tackles on the season so far.
Yeah, one of the interesting matchups here tonight, Jock Harris, all-area receiver, played for the Hurricanes before. In the backfield, Matthew Hennessy was with the Hurricanes. So we're getting a little bit of flow from south of us on the river, headed this way north this year, Ken. Good thing for the Tigers. Throws it out there, backing out of the play, and goes for a gain of 6. So Jock Harris.
Yeah, I'm sure Jock Harris has really keyed up for this game, playing for the Hurricanes last year. Again, just another, they're playing a soft zone against the Tigers, and so they're just going to stop and turn around and let Hennessy throw to him.
Hennessy, it's getting the ball out very quickly. He does a great job of that. It's leaving his hands very quickly. This time they line up in a 3rd and 5 here. We are absolutely within field goal range at this point with Brandon Galloway, but the Tigers looking to get 7. Hennessy looks, throws in the middle field, Ace Luther, and that is what we like to see, the big tight end, 6'3", 235, first down, ball's at the 10.
Yeah, in the red zone. So that's catch number 16 for Ace Luther. And another key in this game, I think, is Ace Luther, because their tight ends have yet to catch a pass all season. Luther, as you know, plays a big part in the Tigers' offense. As we watch the replay, just run to the sticks and turn around. I'm going to throw you the ball, and then you got to try to figure out how to tackle a 225-pound sophomore.
Tigers line up with 2 receivers, twins on the right side of the formation, single receiver out wide to the left, and Keyron Jones in the backfield. It's a run. Oh, big push from that offensive line. Runs forward, takes a big hit. Stepping up to make a nice tackle was number 26, and that was by Jared Sanders. And I think Jared Sanders, Ken, has had 3 interceptions or something along those lines from his corner position.
Yeah, Manatee's defense features 3 Sanders that start for them, and they're all really good. And their defense has been very stout all year. But nice running by Jones there as Tigers continue to move fairly easily down the field against the Hurricanes.
Jock Harris along with Maurice Carter, our wide left. They hand it off to Shane Partridge, takes a big hit, and that's got to be number 8, Ronan Dangler. So really no gain on that one, Ken. The Palmetto Tigers still in pretty good shape here in the red zone.
Yeah, now Dangler is everywhere. I've seen him intercept the ball. He's had 57 stops now coming in this season. The Braden River transfer. Tigers really need to get in the end zone to set the tone for this game, but it's going to be a tough task here.
My eyes are on Ace Luther. He's blocking. Oh, there's a wide open receiver, and he missed the ball. Jock Harris open in the back of the end zone, and incomplete pass. So
it looked like Brian. It looked like he was running across, and they had to get it over those linebackers, and he had to go up and get it, and just fell a little short. So let's see what the Tigers do. Let's watch it again here. You see Harris coming across the screen, And yeah, he had to throw it over that linebacker that was jumping in the air. So
and really, Ken, a great play by Hennessy there, because if he ran the route through it in front of the receiver there, that's a pick. There's a good snap by Ferguson, the hold by Harold, and the kick, or the hold is by Hennessy, and Brandon Galloway with a big kick.
So a great start by the Tigers offense. Other than being stopped short there at the end, got that first score, set the tone here, and we do know they have a tough defense, and it was very evident they kept the Tigers with their high-scoring offense out of the end zone.
6:33 remain here in the first quarter. The Palmetto Tigers with a 3-0 lead. And in that possession, Ken, you just got to get points on the board for the start. So I was happy to see a positive getting the points. And Manatee's very proficient at blocking kicks, so it's always good to see a successful field goal.
Yes, in preparing for the game, Brian, I saw they had blocked 4 or 5 punts. So that's a little concerning. That is a lot. Those things are game changers. Can change a game quicker than anything here. But I like our chances here.
Brandon is looking for that soccer net, and it is through. Oh, he just missed wide, about 25 yards deep out of the back of the end zone.
He was just a little off to the right.
Yeah.
I think he's made it once already this year.
He has.
When he does, it'll
And
be
we've got
his
a
second goal of the seasons.
Introduce. Are you picking this up?
Yeah, I got you, Bill. Okay, we'll make an introduction here to Jenny Summers, our Arctic Air sideline report.
Hi guys, welcome and good evening. I am Jenny Summers, as the crew said, and I'm very excited to be here for my first time, and I'm cheering on Palmetto Tigers.
Hey Jenny, is it incredible how far that this guy is kicking that football? All right, lost connection there with Jenny, but 6:33 on the clock. The Manatee Hurricanes will start this one first and 10 from the 20.
Now, did you hear anything back?
Yeah, it'll be interesting, Brian, to see what Manatee does after the first series with a 3-and-out. If anything, if you're watching the pregame, this has been a tall task for Manatee's offense. It's just not been clicking on all cylinders this season.
They tried to draw those Tigers off. This time they run the ball, and there's going to be a nice surge driving forward. Big first down on the play. Palmetto Tigers trying to tackle that football. Just, sometimes you just have to up and secure the tackle there, Ken.
Yes, absolutely, Brian. The peanut punch is nice, and you get recognized for it, but, you stopped them early. You have things under control. You want to make sure you tackle the player, not the ball.
And that was Keith Smith on the run. Reminds me of a really superior baseball player. I don't know if there's any relation there.
I think there is.
This time, and he trips over a lineman there, defensive lineman, but it's a gain of about 5 on the play. Oh, a gain of 6 on the play.
Yeah, Smith is a junior, so number 2 back, averages about 6 yards a carry, having a decent season for the Hurricanes.
This time, Logan Rogers looks things over. He's going to take that one under center and hands the ball off. This time, the Palmetto Tigers. Paul Moore, the leading tackler. Give me some stats on old Paul, Ken.
All right, I can try to pull him up here. Yeah, he comes in with that stop number 33. He is definitely the anchor of this defense. Was last year and continues to be this year. The defense will only be good as Paul Moore continues to play well.
Now, do you take a chance here, because you're going to have a pretty long yards to gain here. You're firing that ball quickly. You're running out 2 receivers here. You got a big one out there. Palmetto has one defensive back over here. Nazir Pitchford is now playing corner. He looks middle of the field, throws it down there. He's got a wide open man, and he is in all the way down to the 25. So great play there by the tight end. And that's number 90.
That's number 90, because that he must have went in and declared eligible because that's an offensive lineman. So nice little trick play there by the Hurricanes. Us watching him run down the field, just gets behind the linebacker right in between the safeties and makes a nice catch. And what a load to bring down, and what a great play call by the Manatee offense.
So now they're knocking on the door just outside of the Heinz Law red zone. 1st and 10 for the Canes, 4:03 on the clock. Rogers hands it off on the jet sweep. Big lane to run in, takes it to the 16-yard line. So they're now in the Heinz Law red zone. 3:41 on the clock.
Yeah, Manatee running the jet sweep. They have a decent-sized offensive line. 4 of them back last year. Smith with great speed. Just running on the long side of the field. Gets a nice yardage on that play to move the chains.
A big Nolan Lawson out there, kind of lean, 6'6" and 265 pounds out there, but you can see his foot quickness when he got out there to the edge as an offensive tackle. Rogers sends it back. Now he's going to be on a keeper, nowhere to go, and he's going to be tackled there by number 11, Kyron Davis.
Yeah, big stop there for the Tigers. Rogers has not been statistically not been a runner this year, so kind of a little surprise there.
Flag on the field, and they're backing those Palmetto Tigers up. So I see him go past 5. So it's going to be what we often see here in big games at Palmetto High School. It's a personal foul, so that's going to be a half the distance goal. They're going to have the ball on the 9-yard line.
Yeah, it might have been with the quarterback running the ball there.
Where was it? Okay.
Good question. He slid.
Yeah, and I didn't see any head hunting or anything like that. 2:56, clock continues to wind. They're running one in here late, and that's going to be number 7, Elijah Christian coming in. Logan Rogers take this one, hands the ball off. That's going to be number 3, breaks a tackle. He's in for 6, and that's Caden White. And there's flags here after the touchdown.
Yeah, I think he celebrated a little bit too much, but really for White, a very nice run right up the gut, right through the A gap there for really an easy score. That's his 6th touchdown on the season. So Manatee responds well after going 3 and out, take it right down the field on our staunch Tiger defense.
And so the kicker will be Cade Fessler here for the Canes. It will come down long snapper for the Canes, number 55, Brian Beckerig. So they will have a 15-yard penalty assessed on the kickoff.
Got a interview set up with Mistrell Raymond, so whenever you get a chance at the next break, send it on down to Jennifer.
We'll pick that up after the kick. 2:42 on the clock. Boy, Beckerig has been out there forever awaiting there as the whistle blows. And it's a good snap. Good hold to kick up and good. So with 2:42 on the clock.
So Manatee looking good there on that drive. Answer Palmetto score, and we got us a ball game.
All right, now during the break, we'll take that opportunity to go down there to our sideline reporter. All right. Okay, let's 240.
One thing, Brian, this is a key right here. Their kickers have only put one ball in the end zone. So Palmetto has an opportunity with our kick returners here to be a key here in the difference in this ball game on these kickoffs.
And one thing that you've seen with the Palmetto kickers, that takes any kind of pooch kick and those kind of things out. Now the kick returners, Maurice Carter is back there with Jock Harris. However, the up backs for the Tigers are also dynamic. You can almost drop them back, and they're as good as many of the returners here in Manatee County.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to keep it away from Carter and Harris. So, yeah, I think the upbacks are going to here.
Get a kick out of a great floor, and it's a very high short kick. It's going to be one of those, it takes a high bet. Carter, it's a live ball, just trying to get to the sideline. Good coverage by the Canes initially, and all the way down to the 39-yard line is Maurice Carter.
Yeah, the Tigers get nice field position, benefiting from the excessive celebration. So another opportunity here on their second series. Would have hoped for a better return, but great start for the Tigers.
So
got to catch that thing.
We got an injury on the field, and then we will take it down after that to Mr. Raymond, Palmetto alum, out there on the field with the Arctic Air sideline report. So 2:36 on the clock here in the second quarter. Manatee with a 7-3 lead. Injury on the field.
Hi there, I am on the field with Mistrell Raymond, the retired NFL and Palmetto High School alumni. I would love to hear about your grant that you donate to the school and the foundation that you have.
Yeah, so the Mistrell Raymond Recreation and Education Foundation is something I started to support the youth and the communities that have supported me. And there's no community more important to me or to our mission than the community of Palmetto.
Absolutely, that's wonderful. How many years have you been doing this?
This will be my third consecutive year donating to Palmetto High School. I've gotten great feedback from the coaching staff of some of the things that they've been able to do to help this program and help these young athletes. And I'm excited to keep doing as much as I can.
Wonderful, you're doing such a great thing, and we're so happy to have you, and welcome back.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Back to you guys, thank you.
One of the great ones here, and if you want to check into his foundation, look at his story. Amazing, and I can remember he was probably over there at my brother David Varnador's house over there. They used to do some pre-games meal before the game, and I certainly remember the player, Mr. Raymond, and it's just awesome to have somebody in our Palmetto community that provides us support.
Yeah, he is a great story. I believe he was a walk-on at USF and continued to develop his game, and then had a nice career. I can't remember if he was drafted or not, and I should know that, but had a decent career. Played for the Minnesota Vikings, and now it's great to see him and giving back to the community.
Yeah, and there were some injuries there, and I believe he's in the starting rotation there in a Super Bowl back then, Ken, or his big games down the stretch. And I remember seeing him thinking, this is the guy that walked on at USF, and now he's here with the Minnesota Vikings. So that's great. That's great.
You always you love to hear those stories, and it's even better when after their playing careers are done that they're still involved in the community, giving back.
All right, that Palmetto offense, just 3 points on that first possession. Looks like they want to maybe open things up here. 3 receivers. Now they've got Ace Luther in the slot over there. They've shown this look quite a bit. And Keyron Jones in the backfield. They fake it, throw it out there. Luther's out there, block. Gets a great block. And that goes for a 5-yard. And Luther still maintaining his block, Ken.
Yeah, he's going to be a difference maker in this game. Oh. Yeah, nice block there, and even Steven Aristel there finishing it off there. So great first down. You're making it 2nd and manageable here. So open that playbook up.
Ace Luther's been devastating blocker out on those. You think there is no way those wide receivers, and they end up going for 5 yards or even 70-yard gains. It's incredible, the value of Ace Luther. This time Hennessy looks, throws it out there. He's throwing the long ball, and he's being held.
He's got him.
And he was behind his man. I saw a lot of jersey there, number 27 back there in coverage, and that was Pitchford. Now there's a flag on the field.
Yeah, you can sense his frustration, and he still had the defender beat. Manatee plays a lot of man with their defense, and so these one-on-one are going to be great opportunities to stretch the field.
So Eric Sanders, they're saying an ineligible receiver downfield on that, and that would have been a good look at the replay. We thought maybe about 10, 12, 13 yards down the field. Looked like that Pitchford's jersey was way out behind him, but we'll take a look at that as he breaks. See that right there?
Yes, yes.
It looked like he was playing flag football back there with Pitchford, but 1:47 on the clock here in the first quarter.
So this is going to set the Tigers back with a 2nd and long. I didn't see the receiver go downfield, ineligible, but regardless.
That's the 2nd and 10 here. This time they fake the handoff and throwing it out there nicely, and that's Ace Luther rumbling down the sideline, rolling over. That's going to be spotted right at the 40. And they said he stepped out of bounds at the 42, Ken.
So I love Hennessy on this play. They're actually optioning off the defender here. Hennessy said, well, if you're going to come after me, I'm going to throw it to the tight end you're supposed to cover. And there he goes, rambling down the field. Nice pitch and catch. Great play call by Coach Sanders there. Love it.
If you've had a chance to opportunity, Hennessy has 20 touchdowns, not including the half game that was canceled due to inclement weather. So he really can spin it. This time a busted play. Hennessy rolled his right, just throw it away. Needed to get that one to the first down marker.
Yeah, not only with 20 touchdowns, Brian, just 3 interceptions, and he's completing nearly 70% of his passes. Busted play there, did the smart thing, get outside the hash there and just throw it away and live for another down. It's great to see him progressing in the offense there.
Yeah, I've really been proud of Matthew, the way he plays the game of football. A lot of us go out there, we see some Saturday football, but really they talk about quickness. He's not a dual threat quarterback with run, but the quickness that Hennessy possesses is really in between the ear holes on his helmet. You know, Ken?
Yes, and one of the qualities that he has is he knows what his limitations are. He continues to work at them. But, he's not going to ever run a 4.4 40. Neither are you and I as well, but he uses his strengths to maximize his game.
1:10 on the clock. Hennessy looks, checks up. Very nice route out there. You're going to need to get a block. And that's Jock Harris, and he goes for a gain. And then there's a tackle out on the boundary, but no call there, so it's clean. So it'll bring up a very manageable now situation for those Tigers.
Yeah, Harris just running to a spot. Looks like they might have been in a zone, or if the defender was covering him, he just stopped and found a little gap there. And again, Tigers just sticking to what they do best, which is a good balance of running. As we watch Harris run down the field, just finds a spot. They're in a zone.
Yeah.
And
sits down in the zone, and Hennessy throws it to the proper location. That's another thing. Now,
Dangler, they got him.
Yeah,
got him.
Good across the line of scrimmage, Bryce Cooper. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty for the Canes, and that'll bring up a second and very short for the Tigers. 24 seconds on the clock when we come out of this penalty.
Yeah, always when you can get a cheap 5 yards. Again, this really opens up the playbook with second and short. Tigers are running the ball well. They're throwing the ball well. So let's see what they do. This could be an opportunity to take a shot down the field.
Doubtful they'll get this one off. 3, 2, 1. The clock goes to 0. So here at the break in the first quarter,
You're watching Tiger.
Beginning of the second quarter, Palmetto Tigers have the ball driving. Nice looking little possession here going for the Tigers. Hennessy has Keyron Jones in the backfield with him. Jock Harris over here to the left with absolute press coverage actually on both sides for Manatee. And this one is Keyron Jones takes a nice run up the middle of the field. First down, Palmetto Tigers.
Yeah, Tigers second and short again opens up a lot and moves the chains, and Tigers on the march as well to see if they can finish this one. They fell short last time, had to kick the short field goal.
And as these games go on with the Palmetto Tigers with that huge offensive line we've seen, it's going to be a conditioning thing here tonight, a warm night here at Harley. So we'll see as this game plays out. 11:28 on the clock. Hennessy takes this one out of the pistol and fakes it, or he handed the ball off there. Nowhere to go for Keyron Jones. So Ronan Dangler.
That's Dangler. He's a tackling machine and been the leader of the Manatee defense all season. Watching him play against Buchholz, saw him intercept. He got back into a cover two and picked off a deep pass into the end zone, so he can cover as well as tackle.
He's got that nice 8 tucked up there, so it looks like a very small 0 there. And I was like, I know they don't have a 0 on that roster, but you can see by his play that one is Dangler. 3 receivers out to the right. Hennessy dropbacks. It's going to be a screen. Keyron Jones, nowhere to go. Really fine play by number 5, Storm Hintz.
Yeah, Manatee sent a blitz that time and had to speed up the play, and Hennessy going with his utility third option there. Just manages the short gains. Actually, it looks like a screen that was set up.
And you really have a luxury
for a short game.
Yeah, you have a luxury here with the Tigers because, at this situation, you look at screen plays and things along those lines, Ken. But, from this position on the field, that would be a 50-yard field goal, which is amazing. And then if you don't make the field goal, the ball starts at the 20 for the Canes. So I look for maybe for the Tigers to go for the big shot right here. 9:45 on the clock. Hennessy looks back. Plenty of time. Now he throws it across the middle. It's picked off. Threw that one right to Dangler. Hennessy, and then he's going to be tackled by Jock Harris.
Yeah, I was talking about Dangler earlier in his coverage. Not only a great tackler, but looked like Hennessy tried to force that one a little bit. I liked your thought, Brian, to go for the big one there. So we watch this in replay. He's just sitting back in coverage, watching the middle of the field, and looks like Carter, or it was underthrown a little bit there.
I really think
great opportunity for Manatee there to get that turnover.
Maybe a little miscommunication between the receiver and the quarterback there, because he looked like he was throwing in front on kind of a little hook or a curl, and the receiver hit a post, and so.
Yeah, and he was open. If he'd thrown it deeper, he might have had 6.
Now Manatee, high snap, might mess the timing of things, and then really nowhere to go, but nice gain of about 3 on the plane, and that's Keith Smith.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Coach Arcady does here with his defense, what adjustments they made to settle down the defense as Manatee marched down the field. Yeah, Keith Smith, I believe that was his grandfather. That was a star running back for the Tigers, but ended up playing professional baseball with the Texas Rangers for a long time.
That's right. Second and we'll call it 7 yards here for the Canes. Rogers, plenty of time, throws the big ball down the sideline. Got a man out there, and very good catch-up speed there by the corner. Got his hands in there and pried that one loose. Wow. Because that one.
Yes, I'm trying to. It's got to be. See, it's number 6.
Yeah, that's going to be Patterson. Yep.
Yeah, Patterson made a great comeback on that. I could see why Logan was going with him, but he cut the route down and was right there on him by the time the ball got there. Running the fly route here and just throwing up, trying to make a big play here. Throw it in a good spot. But Patterson there, Johnny, on the spot.
They like to run. You see Dangler in the backfield. They like to run on the heavy side when he's back there. This time he's in pass pro. He throws the ball ahead of man, and he's got a big hit out there. But it's a gain, long gain, first down Canes. Ball at 40.
Yeah, that pass completed to Elijah Christian, the wide 10th grader. Tigers send a blitz, and a lot of times when you blitz, you better get there, but Logan Rogers got it off just in time. Taking a nice shot there by Kyron Davis, the senior linebacker. So they move the chains.
Now it's 1st and 10 for the Canes. See if they run over there to Dangler's side. Now they throw it, it's a bounce. It's a bounce pass, and you know what? Jumping the route on that is Patterson. That is a pick 6. So maybe he did that intentionally because Patterson had jumped that route, Ken. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe we can catch that on the replay.
You know, if
that's again a smart play by Logan, just to throw that thing down and onto the turf. Otherwise, we'd be looking at a 10-3 game.
Yeah, that's one of the things I would have, we didn't have as much time pregame as we normally do. I was going to talk about that. Which one of these teams, quarterbacks throw the ball early often, is going to take a chance and come up with a pick 6 in this game. So there's another quick throw. It's thrown low again. So now that brings up a 3rd and 10. Now with Rogers, Ken, I think I looked into the game. You've got the stats there in front of you. I think he was coming into the game at 48% or 50%.
Yeah, he was just right under 50%. 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. But, he has 6 offers, and I think the Florida Gators were one of them as well. I think Florida International, Western Kentucky. I don't know. There was half a dozen schools. I was looking him up. He came from Hillsborough County last year as a prize recruit for the Hurricanes, and that's how we ended up with Hennessy.
2 backs in the backfield, kicking it old school out of the pistol formation are the Canes. Rogers takes a deep drop, throws it late, and the ball is dropped wide open. Jaquan Williams. And that could be part of the reason he's got a 48%, because that one was on the dime.
And Williams is their go-to guy with 28 receptions and just 1 touchdown, but he's wide open. Maybe the linebacker there, 24 for the Tigers, that was, goodness.
Paul Moore.
Lowry back there getting his hands there, might have deflected it enough. but Tigers get the 3 and out. Oh my goodness.
This kick is going to settle and get away from it. Palmetto Tigers, a really good outcome. Now it's rolling backwards. You need to down that one, and it's down on the 7-yard line. 7:51 on the clock here in the second quarter.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Toma there, I'm going to take a look at that. He had a high snap, had about 8 seconds to kick that thing, and put him back in short territory. I would send the house on that next time to be looking out for that high snap, because that would have easily been blockable.
Yeah, and if you've looked at the Palmetto Tigers, they've had some successful blocked punts, you know, and really the punt protection much better from Manatee than what we've seen. But on that particular punt, Palmetto with an opportunity. 7:51 on the clock. Palmetto's starting this one from their own side of the field on the 9-yard line, 1st and 10. Oh, Hennessy faked the quick one. Now he just throws that one away. Wise choice. And it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I think he was looking for his #1 guy, Carter, there, and didn't like how it was developing. And you know, you're on the 6-yard line. You want to make sure you get a solid look there. Didn't like what he saw, so he threw it down into the turf. And again, living for another down.
And the receiver, Ace Luther, was talking to the receivers there. Looks like they had a little miscommunication once again for the Tigers. Now 2nd and 10. Ball from the 9-yard line. Hennessy has Keyron Jones in the backfield. 2 receivers on both sides of the formation. He throws it out there. Hennessy rolls, keeps his eyes. Now he's looking for the long ball. And he tried to get really good coverage there by number 26. Staying home is Jared Sanders. Did a great job on as the DB.
Yeah, they play a lot of man, and they were keeping everything in front of them. And then finally, Hennessy, who you know is not going to run it, getting blitzed there by Hintz, and again, he had to throw it away because nobody was open.
So the clock stops on the incomplete pass. 7:42 on the clock. Palmetto Tigers. No hurry here. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, I would love to see the Tigers to move the chains on this to get out of the back of the end zone here. Worst fishing all night.
So you can see really the coverage has been very, very, very good out of the back half of that Manatee Hurricane defense. Tennessee looks. He's going to have to step up, throws it down there long. It's high, and it's going to be caught by the pound. No, it's incomplete.
No, incomplete.
So Carter, that one was hit up in the air, and Carter was not able to gather that one.
Yeah, he tried to throw it over. He says they're talking with Coach Sanders. They play man, and they're very good in the secondary, and tried to throw it up over the defenders, and just fell a little short on the trip drills. So now we need Galloway to flip the field for us.
So it's really all going to come down to the snap here by Ferguson, and we'll see Brandon Galloway kick this one. He's about 6 yards deep in the back of the end zone. Oh, it's a high snap. And he's got a kick out of there, and that should be a roller. It's a tail dragger, but it goes to the sideline, and it's going to be downed there by Ferguson, the long snapper. Good cover down, but Manatee high, good position.
Yeah, a 40-yard punt there. Got a lot of pressure. They were coming after him. Tiger punt block team did well. Didn't allow returns, so that's about the hope you could best for. I thought he might have got popped there for a second, but regardless, Tiger defense going to play on the shortest field yet here. Let's see if they can stop the Manatee Hurricanes once again.
So Jaquan Williams is out there with Keith Smith. They're out there on the left side of the formation. They send Smith in motion. Now they tuck it in, and big inside presence there for the Tigers. But he drives forward for a gain of about 3 yards. Good yard after contact for Bryant.
Yes, he's a senior running back. Goes to 5'7", 150, runs it tough there. Looked like they had him stopped in the line, but a good second effort gives them a couple of yards to make it a 2nd and 8.
Tyson Harris for the Tigers is fun to watch. He's number 90. He's not the biggest one out there. He's 250 pound, and then Zion Lee will be out there too. All right, so now coming out of 2nd and 8 here for the Canes. Big hit, and that's number 17 for the Tigers. And we know that man, Isaiah Tyson, you can tell Tyson is a heavy hitter, Ken.
Yeah, we have called his name all year, and it was just a matter of when we were going to play. But he came through on the blitz, and there was nowhere to go. He almost beat the snap back there, Brian.
Yeah, 3rd 13. You might look for a hard count here out of the Canes because the Palmetto Tigers really had a jump on that one, Ken.
Yeah, both he and Kyron Davis great on that call.
Rogers, 3rd and 13. Oh, there's a false start on the Canes here. So let's let the officials sort this one out.
And that's what good pass pressure will do if they call a false start.
Delay a game. One thing.
Delay of game.
There is no clock here at Palmetto High School, but the back judge back there has the 5 count. Let's have the trivia question, Ken. Kick it for me.
Literally, name the Palmetto natives who played on back-to-back national championship football teams.
Okay, we'll get back to that. So this time Rogers looks, and he's got a receiver out there who's trying to make a couple miss, and he does, and he has a big gain on the play. He's down to the 41-yard line. Keith Smith.
Name the 3 Palmetto natives who played on back-to-back national collegiate football championship teams.
Chew on that one for a while. How many high schools how many cities have 3 players that have played on back-to-back national championship? Wow. 4th and 6th for the Canes. Rogers, this time they run the option. And this gets a block out there and filling that one, so it's going to be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, looks like Paul Moore finished that one up. They had the blocking out there, but Moore was just too much of a distraction, and Tigers got the big turnover.
All right, let's have that trivia question answer. The 3 here. I'll go ahead and take this one, Ken. Who are the 3 Palmetto natives who played on back-to-back National Collegiate Football Championship teams? Answer coming soon. Number 1, Palmetto native Tommy Frazier, Manatee, played on 94-95 Nebraska. Number 2, Tyrone Williams, Manatee, 94-95 Nebraska. And, of course, Ken Burton Jr. from Palmetto, 1983 and 1984, Carson Newman. Great job, Ken.
Well, the other 2, Tommy Frazier I think he's still up in Nebraska and could be elected governor if he ever decided to run for office. That is a sad sight right there.
Okay, that's a
punt the ball.
That's a 44-yarder as you went up there to Carson Newman.
This was the 83 team, and that was the 84 team. But I want to talk about Tyrone Williams. He had a high school state championship with Manatee, the 2 collegiate with Manatee, and then a Super Bowl ring with the Green Bay Packers. So I'm very fortunate to be in great to be in that kind of company with Tyrone Williams and, of course, Tommy Frazier, great wishbone quarterback.
Yeah, it's great. Ken, from this city, we've had several people from Palmetto play in Super Bowls, all the way back to Henry Lawrence of Lincoln here in Palmetto.
Yeah, 3 of them.
Oh, look at this run. Gets a good block out there, maintaining his block. Nice gain on the play. So the Palmetto Tigers starting to ground and pound a bit here, Ken.
Yes, Kieran probably ran 7 or 8 yards before he was even touched to get a nice game on first down. Again, this opens the playbook for the Tigers. Averaging about 95 yards a game, well on a way, possible 1,000-yard rusher before the season's out.
So it brings up a 2nd and 3 here for the Tigers. This time Hennessy hits the little slip screen out the backfield. He's got Kieran Jones, breaks a tackle or two, goes for a big first down. Ball came out. He was
might have been Carter.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's a little gimpy getting up, but we saw that play just a few minutes ago. Oh, we got a flag. They ran that play with did not do well, but that was to the running back as a
jet sweep.
Third part. But this was the jet sweep of Carter running across the field. Now, I like the play call. But let's see what the flag is.
I didn't see the flag. A blindside block against Palmetto.
Okay.
I didn't see it on the replay there, Ken.
I didn't either.
So
maybe we can pick it. And we're back. They can rewind it real quick. Maybe there's enough time.
Boy, the Palmetto Tigers in these big games, it's the penalties tonight are really starting to pile up. And we'll get that from our statistician.
Split screen here. Still, oh, maybe right there. Looked like it could have been Jock Harris coming. You got to square up on him.
2nd and 9 here for the Tigers. Hennessy throws the long ball down the seam. He's got a man, Jock Harris. He has it at the 35-yard line. And that's just wow. Go ahead.
So, Brian, when you make a penalty, the best thing you can do is make up for it with a big play. And I really thought Hennessy outthrew him that time, but he ran under it. Coming in there from the left side there, just run right under it, right over the 2 defenders.
That was really thrown in. That's really good coverage back there. That was he had about a 1.5 foot radius where there was a hole, and he put it right on there.
That looked like Sunday coverage there.
Yeah, that was good
That
coverage.
was open on Sunday. You're wide open.
Yeah. Now, they got a timeout for the Tigers here. So looking at my hamburger menu here, that would be the first of the half. Palmetto Tigers have 2 timeouts left. Now, I don't know if we can kick it down to our Arctic Air sideline reporter, Jenny Summers. .252 on the clock here remaining. Manatee with a 7-3 lead over the Tigers. Palmetto Tigers driving.
Yeah, probably a very wise choice to take the timeout after getting the long play. You've got 4 downs. You're going to manage the clock here a little bit, and you want to make sure you get in. It would be great to get in with a 10-7 lead here at halftime. So regroup here. Ball's on the 35. Plenty of time. The 2 timeouts. Blackout tonight here at Harley Stadium. Palmetto wearing the black. I got my black on here.
Yeah, I got my black here. And, tonight, reading the numbers on the field, Ken, here from the press box, everyone at home watching Tiger Vision gets a good look. We can actually see the numbers on both teams tonight. It's a pleasure to do this one. This time the handoff to Cam Davis, lunges forward, a gain of 4 on the play.
Yes, welcome Cam Davis to the Palmetto Tigers. I think he was transfer from Cardinal Mooney, attended Palmetto High for a time, but I've heard great things about him, and good to see him in the lineup. He's a big kid, Brian.
Okay, there's going to be a timeout, Palmetto. So burning a timeout here, Palmetto will have a 2nd and 6. 2:23 on the clock.
Okay, looks like Coach Sanders did not like what he saw there, and the wise thing to take the timeout. Hey, there's Troy.
Troy Bellamy now on the sideline. Look at Troy, looking great. He's with his dad Wait tonight, and said they're coming into the game, and hoping gets behind the trailer here. We've got some really good hickory hollow food back there that Troy and I usually are running the pans out after the game. 2:23 on the clock. Palmetto Tigers really need to get some points on the board. Not taking a negative play here because the ball is marked currently at the 31-yard line, which would be about a 48-yard field goal. Definitely doable for the Tigers, but you want to put some points on the board.
Yes, yeah, but again, I agree. You've got a kicker that can kick it from there, so you don't want to turn the ball over here. You want to get some points here before time.
This time they fake it and they throw it. This is not going to work. And Jock Harris goes backwards on that. That's what we were talking about pre-snap there, Ken. So the ball's now on the 35-yard line, setting up a 52-yard line from here.
Yeah, and, you know, we've seen Jock Harris do some wonderful things, but there were literally too many red helmets around at that time to do anything. So 3rd and 10, the Tigers had an opportunity on their last series. Kind of the same situation here, but they threw the interception here. That's what we don't want to do this time. We want to run something smart here. If we get the first down, and then just see what happens. But we've got Galloway here that we know that can make the field goal. So let's just be smart with the ball here. And I know that's what Coach is talking to them about.
Yeah, looking at the high school record is 58 or 59, depending on who you look at there. And one of those was out in high altitude in Colorado. But we've got a guy here in high humidity at Palmetto High School, and we've seen him knock them through the uprights from the 50. So that would be 40-yard, that would be 60-yard field goal. So, and then you can always, if it's in the end zone, the Canes will start at the 20. But we really want to pick up that first down. He squats that one down and throws it right to Dangler, and he drops it right in his hand. Ronlin will not have an easier ball than that one. And
no. You were so right, Brian. That one was a lot easier to catch than the one he picked off. So 4th and 10, 2 minutes. See what Coach decides here.
So
don't leave the offense out.
Yeah, we're talking 52 from here. Maybe try to draw those Canes off one side, off sides, get 5 yards closer. Run some.
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense.
4th and forever here for the Tigers. They're going for it. Look for Luther, and now Luther catches the ball. That's a first down. Beautiful job. That's just,
looked like.
I tell you what.
It looked like Kenneth. Go ahead.
That's awesome. The way that they squatted down on that route, and defenders were flying in there to pick the ball off. He waited until the right spot to get that one out. That was incredible work between a receiver, tight end, and a quarterback. Wow.
And the offensive line gave him plenty of time to make that play happen. Big 4th and 10. So the Tigers looking good here on this drive.
They fake it. They jet sweep, and shaking a tackle is Jock Harris. He's going to show that blazing speed, driving forward for a 9-yard pickup. 1:20 on the clock.
Yeah, and remember that play the rest of the game, because had that defender been able to bring him down, it would have put the Tigers in another 2nd and long. Otherwise, right there, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right there. They would have put them at a 2nd and 15, 2nd and 17, but on the other hand, we've got a nice gain there for a 2nd and short.
Carter's out wide. They hand this one off. Nice jump cut. Dangler is chasing. There's your first down, Palmetto Tigers. That's going to stop the clock while they move the change. 44 seconds. Palmetto in really good shape here, still has a timeout left.
Yeah, you want to manage the clock well. There was nowhere to go. Big number 9 there blocked the hole, so forced Kieran to jump outside. All he needed was 2, got the first down. That's what matters.
And number 28 in the backfield is recent Ashton Kelly, and nowhere to go. So that's the clock continues to wind here. It's down to 28 seconds. So you may see the Tigers burn another timeout, hence with the tackle there.
Yeah, this is the Cardinal Mooney transfer. Just nowhere to go. Just got it inside to the 8, but Tigers definitely need to score here.
Yeah, and that's really for the Tigers here. You've got the backs; they're so fast and so elusive. But you got a guy that's a little bit cut from a different cloth, 190 pounds. As the game wears on in the third and fourth quarter, you're coming up and you're tackling a bigger back like that. Even when you win, you start to fade. Because at the as these games go on, Ken.
Yeah, actually, and they don't have any film on him. You're going to get a heavy. You've already had a heavy dose of Kieran Jones. Shane Partridge is also has been a great back, especially here in the red zone. He's got 5 touchdowns, and then now you have number 28, new to the Tigers, not new to Palmetto High. So you got the 3-headed monster that you got to deal with in our running game.
Now, one target you like, Pritchford. These DBs are so quick, so explosive. Pritchford is 6'2", but he's got a wingspan of like 6'6", 6'7", and some of those back shoulder throws, that's something you can do over smaller DBs. This time he looks for Pritchard in the back of the end zone, got him for the touchdown.
And you called that, Brian.
Yeah.
We saw this a lot last year, but you go to your 50-50 guy there at man coverage. You throw that thing just right where he can go up and get it. Easy pitch and catch. That's his 3rd score in 3 games. Coming back to the Tigers.
24 seconds as the Tigers have the 9-7 lead. Throw a swinging gate look out there. That's something that Quez Green has seen a lot. The Gators used to do that before every extra point, so the Manatee Hurricanes are always going to be prepared for that one. So they did a great job. And now the snap will go back to Liam Harold. Oh, they're really, really close off the edge. And now Brandon Galloway just drives that one into the dark. Crazy. Crazy. I mean, he hit that.
Kicked it away from the rush as we watch look right over at the top of the screen there. The defensive back just had no chance. He had his back to him, and he just throw it over him and throw it to the taller receiver as the lights are blinking on and off. And that's always a good sign when our lights are blinking on and off. Great things are happening.
Yeah, you got a 5'11" DB back there. You think you're in pretty good shape. You got a receiver at 6'2". But I'm telling you, when you look at that guy's wingspan in Pitchford, it's one of those. He looks like a praying mantis. It's just you cannot believe the length. And he's kind of a poor man's Mike Evans here at Palmetto High School. I mean, he's a huge catch radius. Now,
as we watch the ball that's going to go into the end zone, it kind of reminds me of the 75 team with Wilmore.
Wilmore Fowler, number 24, was devastated. This one's a really, really super high kick about 3 yards deep in the end zone. So the Canes will get this one 1st and 10 off the 20 with only 24 seconds.
Yeah, speaking of 24, they're recognizing the 75 state championship team, football team, and cross country this evening. But there was a lot of times Wilmore Fowler, Ronnie Deans would look at the old number 24, Wilmore Fowler, known for his basketball prowess, but was a great receiver and key part of that 75 championship. Same kind of thing. You throw it up to the guy with the vertical and the height, and you win every time.
Logan Rogers is going to take this one, probably hand this one off. They may play safe. And they hand the ball off. Palmetto Tigers, you got to watch that one. He can crease it up the middle. Really good tackle there. That one's going out the barn. And that's number 2, Keith Smith. Wow.
And he's a young man that can break that long run. Yeah, you want to just keep everything in front of you here. Don't give them a cheap score.
And that's really, you got 2 safeties there for the Tigers. If you're going to split one, you're going to split one right up the middle. So this time the clock is down to 4, 3, 2, 1. And the clock goes to 0 as your Palmetto Tigers with a 10-7 lead at the half. Ken.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to try to have Jen Summers gather up the coach here, get Coach Sanders on the way into the halftime break. Exciting football. Then we'll have some statistics here also at the half. Coming in from our Blue Ridge studios, Stephen Johnson, actually out of Blairsville, Georgia tonight, bringing those stats in. Coach Sanders, let's have it.
Thank you, Coach, for taking the time with us. Could you just give us an overall assessment of the first half?
Some good, some bad. We got to clean a couple things up, but overall, I'm happy with where we're playing. We're playing hard. We got to continue to play a little smarter and finish this game out.
We're really excited you were able to get the points and be taking the lead for the first half going into halftime. What can we be looking forward to seeing in the second half?
We got to finish. It's a good football team. We got to finish as a 4-quarter game, and we got to finish, and hopefully we make one more play than they do.
I believe you can. Good luck, Coach. See you later. Thank you, guys. Back up to you.
Hey, thanks very much. Jenny Summers there with the Arctic Air Sideline Report as we go to break. We're going to get some statistics in from our Atlanta studios, and then we're going to take it down to the Richardson Stenton Roofing halftime show. Ken, you got those stats for me?
Yes, sir. The game is very close, which is what everybody thought it was going to be, but Palmetto dominating. Looks like they're dominating on the pass game. Running games are 50-50. Both teams running the ball pretty good, well, at a 5-yard clip, but the difference overall, statistically, the Tigers have won the pass game, which breaks into the overall, and the 1 interception, too, as well. Penalties, 20 and 25. So great half, great way to finish the half because Manatee gets the ball to start second half.
Yeah, really a defensive battle here. Those games over the years, past 10 years, and the median being a 5-point differential. Kind of on pace for that time of game tonight. So now we're going to go to the Palmetto High Tiger Band during this Richardson Stenton halftime show.
You're watching Buick GMC. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
don't know who wrapped it.
Ken, we're going to be joined by the Palmetto Band here shortly, but a great rendition of that grand old flag there by the Manatee High School Band. After the performance from the Palmetto Band, then you and I, Ken, will pick this one up.
Okay.
Okay, just going to do an intro here, and then the band will be taking the field here shortly. There's about 8 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the halftime.
Tiger fans, please welcome the Palmetto High School Tiger Band. hear you one more time, Tiger Band, for the Palmetto High School Tiger Regiment Marching Band. Please support your Palmetto Band program by purchasing concessions from the visitor stadium. Let's hear it one more time for Tiger Regiment Marching Band.
Score here from Harley Stadium. 10-7 score, a defensive game like we thought it might be, Coach, despite a little bit of an advantage for those Palmetto skill players and the quarterback out there. Defense has led the way.
Yeah, I thought it would be a little higher scoring game than this, but it looked like this was a little big game jitters going on, some nerves, some penalties, a few mistakes. Hennessy threw an interception. That was only his 4th one of the year. To go with his 20 touchdowns, now 21 after hitting Nazir Pittsford for a touchdown today. So that was a little unexpected, but they drove the ball the first drive. Palmetto, they had bottled up down there in the red zone, ended up settling for a field goal. Then they turned it over, and Manatee took advantage of that with the big pass to the tight end. Gunther, Brennan Gunther, to set up their touchdown down here on this end of the field. So good game so far, like we expected. 10-7, big crowd, close game going into the second half. We'll see what's going to happen here.
And I'll tell you, I thought when Palmetto, the first Manatee possession, they shanked that punt going out of bounds first of all. Palmetto gets the ball, great field position. They get it down inside the 5, could not punch it in. So they kicked the field goal for that 3-0 lead. And then you just saw Manatee trying to slowly get back in that game, and it was just a defensive stalemate until that big pass to number 80, Guthrie, and that got Manatee back down in that Palmetto turf. They were able to punch it in. But just really not quite the offensive display that we thought we would see. But hey, Hennessy's 11 out of 17, 184 yards, 116 yards passing on, 116 total yards of offense for the Hurricanes. So you can see that Palmetto starting, especially after that last big play.
Yeah, that last drive, they had the ball at 2:33, and they had to drive it down the field and score, and they did, and they used up the rest of the half and got that score right before the half. That was huge for Palmetto to finish off the first half on a positive note and come back out with some confidence that they can move the ball against Manatee. And their Manatee defense, like we said, they're very good.
Yep, that was a great adjustment. A great catch by Nas Pitchford, though, in the end zone there, that Hennessy pass.
Ronan Dangler with the Manatee and leading that Manatee defense with the interception and making tackles all over the field. But now Palmetto's going to get the ball back here. They're going to get to 2 for 1. That you like to win the middle 4, the middle 8, the last 4 minutes of the first half, the first 4 minutes of the second half. Coaches want to win that part of the game, and Palmetto gets a chance to go 2 for 1 right here, and we're going to get ready to go back to the second half.
Yep, and I'll tell you, both of these teams are going to have to pick their offensive games up if they want to be able to, get back into this one, if you will. But like we said, Palmetto starting to loosen things up. Both teams really haven't run the ball a whole heck of a lot. 10 carries for 50 yards for Palmetto, 11 for 59 for Manatee. So that's going to do it. What do we got to see here in the second half?
We just got to see the Palmetto on their side. They want to move the ball. They haven't run the ball yet very well. And Palmetto's got to, Manatee's got to try to move the ball on offense as well, as their quarterback is, after that one completion, has struggled a little bit.
I still like the athletes for Palmetto. They've seen here in the first half. We talked about Harris. We talked about Pitchford and that great catch.
I'm sticking with my 28-14.
You should. You should not back out after that Tiger head. So we're going to go ahead and bring it back upstairs to the Tiger Vision broadcast team for the second half of this fantastic game and what should be a fantastic game. So back upstairs to Brian Varnador and Ken Burton Jr. Take it away.
Manatee with a heavy pressure along. Palmetto still runs and slipping on the play, then driving forward is Keyron Jones for the first down.
Oh, yeah, you have to love his balance. on that as we watch the replay here.
Rushing through that.
It looked like the turf monster was going to get him, but he just popped right back up, and you could see that hole right there. He just ran right through it for easy first down, but could have been a disaster.
And you could see that accumulative.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Number 74 for the Palmetto Tigers there. Just an incredible block, Romeo McAllister. 1st and 10 Tigers. Kieron Jones switches the ball over, gets a stiff arm, and he's still going forward for a 5-yard gain on the play. Maybe 6. It's going to be 5 or 6 yard gain.
Oh, hopefully that's just a cramp. But that play looked like it was designed to go up the middle, but he decides to take it outside, and they had him stop there. But great effort there.
You know, Kieron,
so watch it again.
They don't list his height and weight here. He's over there. Hopefully it's just a cramp there. But some of these Tigers, and Jock Harris, and Kieron Jones, and another one, Maurice Carter. These guys are so quick, Ken. You know, could you imagine you and I competing against those dudes in a shuttle drill when we were in our prime?
Oh, there's no chance. No chance. Wouldn't even. I just concede. This is a little concerning. Like I said, like you said, just hopefully a cramp. I think it's still muggy down there a little bit in Florida.
So let's hope Kieron Jones as well, you know, coming in this game, pushing 100 yards a game. But, you know, his backup, Shane Partridge, has just as many yards per carry. But this time we have big number 28, Ashton Kelly, in the backfield with Hennessy. Tigers changing some things up in that running back rotation tonight. Ashton Kelly driving forward, and there it is. So, you know, the difference is, Ken, as we talked, the Palmetto backs are so gifted with speed, and then you put a thumper in there. So we're taking this point of the season. Now let's wear on him with that 190, 195-pound thumper.
And you watch him there. He runs it hard. He thumps it, but he's also pretty agile for size of back he is. Like I said, we've got the three-headed monster with our running game.
Now we have a 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Ball's at the 45-yard line. Kind of a two-receiver set out to the right side of the formation. Dangler drops. Now he creeps forward. Hennessy looking for the big ball. Keeps his head down the field. Going to throw that one away. And he did not get to the hash, but he had a receiver there. So heads up play by Hennessy. Palmetto Tigers will have a 2nd 10, 10:04 on the clock.
Yeah, Hennessy didn't looked like he was going to go for the home run ball. Didn't like what he was seeing, and had plenty of time to throw the ball. Great shot here. Let's see. Looked like they had the slot guy covered and the deep guy covered. They play very good man, and just threw it away to where Pitchford was.
10:04 on the clock here. 2nd 10 for the Tigers. Very, very important possession here. Trying to get that old 2-for-1 coming at the end of the 2nd quarter out and then into the 3rd quarter here. Manatee is shifting things up. They're going to try to draw those Tigers off sides. They don't. Palmetto with a very quick start out there. High throw out there to Nazir. Oh, big hit. That's going to be a targeting, I believe, on number 8 there, Ronan Dangler. And a face mask to Pitchford as he came out of his breath. We'll see it on the Arctic Air replay.
Oh, they call it on the Tigers. Hopefully we can get a look at it here.
Yeah, hopefully you can get a look on that. Looked like Pitchford was face mask maybe in the break there. Let's see that.
So he gets the ball.
No, he's clean there. Then a big hit. So an eligible receiver. Was that ball thrown behind the line of scrimmage? It was thrown 2 yards past the line of scrimmage, so you'd have to say that's a pretty decent call. Looked like there were a lot of things going on there.
Yeah, it just was the play was going to go nowhere. Manatee had it well covered, so just toil and try again.
Oh, this time he slips on his cut, does Ashton Kelly. So now it brings up a third, and we'll call it 15. Partridge is now in the backfield.
Yeah, the turf monster has been giving the Tiger backs some fits tonight. We saw Kieran slip, but he was able to regain his composure, lickety-split with a nice gain, but not on that play. So let's see what they dial up here on this big key 3rd and 15, Brian.
Jock Harris looking pretty good. Maurice Carter out there to the left. This time he throws a little slipper out there, and it's going to be, oh, big hit.
Oh, my.
After the incompletion. There is a targeting there, and that is called on Ronan Dangler. We'll get a very good look at that. You know, and I think in Ronan's defense, he couldn't see that the guy didn't gain possession, but hurt a lot of plastic on that one.
Yes, as you watch Partridge go out, you know, he was kind of in no man's land there. You know, if I don't hit him, he's going to catch, and he catches the ball, he's going to go for a long gain. He sees the play develops, kind of let him just a little bit much, and then lowered, actually hit him low.
I think they're saying it was hitting a defensive player because it was absolutely not a targeting because he got the shoulder into the body of Partridge. So, you know, right on the edge there. So really big, a big, we will call it a break here for the Palmetto Tigers. 8:50 on the clock here in the 3rd.
So the Tigers get the first down, looks like, as a result of the penalty, if I'm seeing things right.
Yeah, because we had it. So coming off the field, you know, he's had a really good game tonight. As Storm Hentz is coming off the field. He's been flying all around the field, too. And Dangler has been as good as advertised.
Yeah, they really have a very good defense. And these linebackers, which I think I remember listening in the pregame, came from Braden River. They just headhunters. And they cover well, too. They tackle hard, they cover hard. Very good.
Really with the look there, you know, his shoulder. And, you know, I think that was tough play. He's got a wide open receiver. He's got to get to it. And it's incomplete pass. Maurice Carter was behind the defense. Incomplete. Wow.
Yes, first of all, kudos to the offensive line for giving Hennessy plenty of time to put that, to throw the ball, to look over the coverage. And I don't know if Carter thought he might be out of bounds, but let's watch it again. It's just a fly route. But look at this blocking by the line there. Amazing. And like you said, Brian, he has outrun these defensive backs, and there's some good ones too.
Really not a bad throw, and really the secondary did a good job of, he didn't hold, but got a receiver maybe a half step, you know, off his route there in the middle of the field. So just that brings up a 2nd 10, 8:43 on the clock. Hennessy looks for the big ball again. He's got a man. This time it's Pitchford, and he is unable to gather with that one. Now, if you look at the flag over there, the American flag, right over that Jumbotron, that flag is really ripping out to the west. So you have these two 40-yard throws, and that's been a change since early in the first quarter. The flags were kind of laying down flat, but now that wind has really picked up there, you know, and those are 40, 50-yard throws, but the receivers are open.
Yes, and Pittsford a little frustrated that he didn't catch it. You know, you don't get opportunities like that all the time, and we've got a great room of receivers to throw the ball to. But anyway, now we got a 3rd and 10. Got to move, get the first down here.
And they're pressing. You know, the thing about Pitchford over there, because of his size, you can throw that. You know, you don't want to throw it behind to other receivers, maybe, you know, same size as the corners, but you can throw that ball a little short when you got a dude like Pitchford out there, Ken. That 50.
Oh yeah, he's your 50-50 guy, as you were getting ready to say, and I'll, the odds are probably a little bit better with him, and I'd go back and do that again here, and let's see what happens.
Yeah,
sooner or later, it's going to connect.
Yeah, and Manatee's really playing like a pro-style press coverage out there, and that's very hard to get high school players, to press. Usually you don't see that develop until college years, but they're doing a really good job of pressing those Palmetto receivers, but they've been burnt the last 2 plays.
And fortunate, that we didn't complete the passes.
Where that situation again, you probably see Shane Partridge run the ball here. This time he steps back, throws it out there. Ace Luther for the gain on the play, takes the ball to the 30, brings up a 3rd and 4 for the Tigers. And now I see the field goal protection team going out to set up shop. Again.
It's be about a 47-yard field goal. Just going to his bread and butter with Ace Luther. He'll be right on the 30, so we're looking at about a 47-yard field goal. I like this because we need to get him some practice with these long field goals in a game-time situation.
Okay, so now you got a false start on the Tigers, so that takes that to a 52-yard field goal from this spot. I'll do it again. 52 yards, it's in this kid's bag. Clean snap, clean hold. You're going to kick it into the end zone at least. You just got to get the kickoff, and then Manatee would start on the 20.
Right, and the wind is at his back, correct?
Oh, the wind's at his back now. So,
okay,
and
so
distance is never a problem for Brandon. We've seen Brandon kicking them high on the uprights from the 50, and he's going to kick this one from the 42. So that's going to be a 52.
Right into our computer screens here or our phones. Now, Manatee has blocked some kicks this year, so they and I'm sure they're quite aware of that with film study and prep, that they can't let somebody slip by and take something good away from us and make it good for them.
With this wind, Brandon can hit it thin and really get it high into the air too, even from this range.
Just keep
good
your
snap,
head down.
Ball's down, the kick is up, and it is no good. It's going to be wide to the left, but Manatee will have the ball here in high school football at the 20.
Yes, I like the call. It's a win-win for everybody. Again, getting him some practice at it. He didn't miss it by much. Sometimes with the wind at your back, you got to gauge it a little. Do I kick it still a little to the left or to the right to make sure it falls in? But
and so some of the Manatee players, must be watching a lot of college football because they were lining up at the point of the snap. In high school, it goes back to the 20.
No, yep, got to know the rules.
Well, we don't have to because we have the guys from Tiger Vision behind us, and they're always going to get it right. So 7:43 on the clock. Manatee Canes dodge a bullet on that possession. This time Rogers is going to take it. Palmetto coming up with a heavy front. They hand the ball off the back. Really good lane out there. Big tackle by
Clements.
That's Peanut Clements with a huge hit.
And he was the young man that had the big interception late in the game last week.
And that's a shoulder on a thigh from my vantage point. Let's see. You're looking there at the incomplete pass for the touchdown. And it's going to be a penalty on the Hurricanes. Block in the back. So that's going to back him up. What a big hit by Peanut Clements. And clean. Let's look at it, Ken.
Okay, watch him come up here.
Oh, that was blocked.
Block in the back, and but he fought off a block.
Actually,
every time they throw it to Pitchford there, he's not going to catch it. I think our guys think he's going to finally catch that thing.
I love seeing Nazir as a corner out here. That is a very difficult task to throw over that kid. This time they run the ball to the right. He's got a good look, and coming up and assisting on the tackle is Pritchard, but a nice gain on the play.
Pretty much made up for the penalty. Manatee's having a little bit of success running the ball here. They only had a few yards. I think it was only like 50 or so in the first half. So they have run the ball at times well here, but Palmetto's defense has held up. But this is going that gives them a first down.
Yeah, they got the first down on the play. 6:38 on the clock here. Manatee Hurricanes, the drive continues. Palmetto defense, heavy pressures. I look for some plays here to be made by number 17 for the Tigers. If you've watched Palmetto Tiger football, nice little change here at the line of scrimmage. Logan Rogers needs to complete one, fires it down the sideline. Good coverage out there by there's that 6'6", 7-ish catch radius we talked about, Ken.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that they have him on defense. You know, he started out the season at another school, came back, and but putting him back there, I don't know if I'd want to throw the ball over in his direction because he's our 50-50 guy, and as we watch it here again, he's a big man that can cover.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
He was not open.
And Manatee runs the ball. Oh, Palmetto Tigers all over that one. Collisions everywhere. Zion Lee in the backfield along with number 90 is just incredible. Tyrone Harris. Man.
Nice. And we got a player down. Oh, it's 17, Brian.
Yeah, 17. And I kind of
Tyson.
I kind of predicted that he would be involved in one of these I saw the defensive look, and Isaiah Tyson, 6'1", 215-pound D end. You know, he's been involved. He is a heavy hitter. He's involved in a lot of collisions. Violent.
A lot of violent hits. We've seen them all season. Hopefully it's all the way, but it puts the Canes somewhat behind the chains here in a 3rd and long, and but it would be great to get off the field and get the ball back here.
Okay, coming off the field, Isaiah kind of hobbling his way over here, but it's good to see him up off the deck and hustling off the field. Really good sportsmanship by the Manatee Hurricane fans over there, clapping along, of course, with the Palmetto Tigers.
Yeah, hopefully he can run that off and be able to return to the game. He's definitely a key player in that staunch Tiger defense.
And we really have a good matchup with Dontrarius Price over there and Pitchford. Because Price plays longer than his stature. This time he looks for him, and he's sacked. Just a violent sack behind, and that's going to be Chase Henson. What?
Chase Henson, 2-year starter with a real key sack. I think that's his 3rd or 4th of the season. There he comes from the outside and kind of caused that, kind of forced Logan Rogers to look in, and there's a penalty.
It's a sideline warning against Manatee, so just a warning, no personal foul on that one. And here we have a little bit of a dangerous situation. You've got Maurice Carter back there. A high, slow snap. Can't believe he got that one off, but not a very good kick. And the ball checks up backwards and is finally down there, probably by the long snapper hustling down there. Actually, it was number 6 for the Canes, and that's Bryce Cooper downing that one.
Yeah.
Great field position here, Ken, right?
Yeah,
all 36.
It looks like about a 15-yard punt. As I said earlier, their kicking has not been as stellar as it's been in the past, and they two punters averaging 25 yards. This is going to give Tigers a great opportunity to do something here with a short field.
Ken, you know what?
And it was good to see they were trying to block it.
You know, I saw that 44-yard kick of, a couple weeks ago up at Carson Newman there when you're out with the guys. You know, north of 50 years old, and I won't go how far north you are of 50 years old. But
that was a year ago, I think, or I forget when Chad.
Okay,
Chad was egging me on to go out there and kick the ball, and we had a little. We were out under a tent over in the end zone, and I said, "Come on, Dad, go out there and kick the ball." So I, didn't want to pull any hamstrings, so just have a little fun.
Yeah, and 5:29. Illegal participation against the Tigers. You know, somebody in the press box here that said that we only had 13 on the field there. I'll probably see that at Florida Field tomorrow. Hopefully not. But that.
Hopefully the other team, not the orange and blue.
So
are they going to do it again here?
We got 11 out there now, Ken. I've just gone through the math. Here,
I think they need
on
to
the clock.
Put Carter up about 15 yards off and send the house. Almost.
Another short kick this time. Oh, he touched it, so he has to down it there. And it's at the 42-yard line. But we'll see how close that he came to touch it. He gathered it up, so let's see. Might catch that on the Arctic Air replay. Larry Griffin sitting up in the press box says he didn't touch it. So, Palmetto Tigers.
Well, Larry.
Go ahead, Ken.
Larry would know as we watch it again here. The one thing. They almost got it. Sending the house, watching it bounce, get out of the way. But the one thing here, Manatee gains about 20 yards of crucial,
field position. Yeah,
field position here. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I had one earlier in the first half, catch-up speed, and I know it's closing speed, but I couldn't wrap my head around it on one of those long plays down the field, Ken, you know? It is Palmetto Manatee, for goodness sakes, right? We're kind of invested in the Palmetto High Tigers as the homer crew here.
Well, just a little bit here.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I did enjoy the coverage with Skip Wilhoit and Chris Conboy listening in there a little bit. You know, Tony Conboy it was so good to us over here at Palmetto High in the press.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
This time, Ashton is, the formula is being laid out here. There's a 7-yard gain.
Yeah, and really it was the whole game plan. They're sticking to it. Let's run that football and set up the pass for, when they see something they like. But, yeah, I think we'll continue to see a heavy dose of Ashton here. Looking good in his first game this season for the Tigers.
Yeah, slipped that one in. I didn't see that on Max Preps yesterday. So, Ashton looking really good. Nice cut there. And you could see when he's able to get the yards after the contact, being a little bit of a bigger guy there, so that it's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 for the Tigers. 4:32 on the clock.
I think depending on where they place this ball, this is definitely 2-down territory. Lots of things they can do here. They can go back with Ashton again here. A jet sweep would be good. Tight end has been a good call tonight. Or the home run ball.
Yeah, this time Manatee's dropping back in a softer looking coverage, so you might see a quick hitter out there. This time Ashton nowhere to go. The Hurricane defense just did a great job. On tonight, Storm Hintz, that kid has been everywhere. And 62 there for the Canes also. Tasante Carr involved in the play.
Yeah, and they definitely have played some stiffer competition. So they're battle tested, and the defense has been put in some short field situations all season. But, looking at the power ratings by the FHSAA, they have the toughest schedule in the whole state of Florida by 2 whole points from the number 2 rated team in the state.
Now, from this spot on the field, the Palmetto Tigers are late in getting their punt protection team, which actually may help Brandon, because he's trying to tuck that one inside of the 10-yard line. Clock's winding. And he's pooching that one. He's got it really high in the air. And it's going to be fair
Perfect.
caught at the 6. Nice job.
That is how you do play field position, regardless of what level. A good high kick with the backward spin on it. Again, playing field position, making Manatee have to go 90 some odd yards here to score.
And the problem with Brandon Galloway there, I love the punter, the left-footed punter, just throwing it up there, turning the ball over because it has that different spin. But Brandon can't kick it that short, so he kicked, they had the English on the ball because he can't, if he lets it eat a little bit, he would have a very tough time. I like that left-handed spin for the receivers. Again, it's tough to field.
Yeah, it is tough, yes. Paul.
Oh, he's incomplete pass, open receiver. And you can see that, that the numbers don't lie. Figures don't lie, but liars figure. But you can see that 48% completion ratio tonight it's showing itself here for the Canes.
Yeah, and Rogers is a highly sought-after quarterback, and the numbers aren't showing it this year. 6 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, but he's got a good arm, and but it just doesn't click with this offense.
And there's been a couple huge drops. This time the ball's thrown low into the outside, incomplete pass. So there's another one that got out there very low and just a bit outside.
And to his benefit too, he does not want to get him close to these Palmetto defensive backs. There's plenty of film out there where, and there was almost one instance tonight where, if he'd have telegraphed it anymore, it would have been a pick 6. So puts him in a 3rd and long here. Good opportunity for the Tigers to get another 3 and out.
And Terrarius Price was trying to sell that one as a completed pass, man. Looking at that on the jumbo, that's a tough sell, and I'm a marketing guy. That was pretty tough. 2:48 on the clock here for the Hurricanes. They look, they throw the big ball, and he unable to catch up with it. Really physical coverage there by Peanut Clements on the break. Got the receiver out of his route, and now punting formation for the Canes.
And again, playing right into the game plan here with a 4th and long. They're going to get a good rush, but Peanut Clark just follow him like he's a shadow, throwing into almost double coverage there with Zion Robertson helping it out. But expect a hard rush here on the Manatee punter with these softball-like snaps.
Oh, yeah, back in the end zone. He's about 2 yards off the back of the end zone. And this time he kicks another. This one's going to be a weird bounce again, going backwards. It's going to be down there by Jordan Lowry. So the Palmetto Tigers establishing and winning the field position battle here in the 3rd quarter.
Yes, and it's kudos to this Manatee defensive unit when your offense has struggled pretty much all season, and you don't have a punter like a Galloway. You're constantly playing on short field. So at some point, our Tigers need to capitalize here and get some points because this is a 1-score game that can go either way with one surprise play.
And really, at this point of the game, Ken, you want to get 7, not 3 out of this possession. 2:37 on the 3rd quarter. Hennessy has that big back. Ashton Kelly in the backfield. They run it with him, and it's wearing down on these Canes. You can see the game plan by Coach Sanders. It reminds me, Ken, of that game against the Academy team.
Clearwater?
Yeah, Clearwater Academy.
Yes.
Early.
Yeah, eventually they just get tired in that second half, and you keep feeding your backs, and the receivers don't like it sometimes, but they'll get their opportunity. But this is all about the team. It's all about the bragging rights, and it'll be something you can talk about when they're our age and can go back and watch it.
1:55 on the clock. Hands it off to Ashton Kelly again. Look at that. He's running over tacklers. They're having a hard time bringing him down. He stood up there finally by number 90, and that is Ryan. That is Ryan Guerrero.
So 2 good runs there.
Listen, I got Rylan Guerrero on my max preps. This is why this is confusing me. It says number 90 here is 160 pounds.
No.
No, number 90 is a large human. Sorry. So,
He was 160 pounds in the 4th grade.
yeah.
They need to update.
They do. 1 minute.
They need to get him on a scale and get an accurate
Third
weight.
and 1. Ashton runs hard, has a gash. First down, Tigers. They're now in the red zone. Heinz Law red zone.
You know, when I was watching their game against a very good Gainesville Buchholz, running it up the middle was a very effective play for Buchholz when they played the Canes, you know, about a month ago, and that seems to be where they're attacking. As we got Partridge now.
And now you're not in a hurry, or the Palmetto Tigers. 42 seconds on the clock, and there's a false start. Let's see. They'll sort this one out.
Everybody's pointing at everybody else.
So that's encroachment against the Hurricanes. Correct call by Luke Bussell here in the press box. It's not offsides. It's encroaching here in high school football. Once you go across, you can't go back. 35-34, and the clock runs.
And that's a symptom of, again, being wore down by this Palmetto running attack.
And we don't give that offensive line enough credit. Average 299 across the line, doing a great job. Shane Partridge tucks in there behind big number 71. And, you know, old Stefan Aristil is just a beast at 6'5", 330. And Partridge got lost behind him, didn't he, Ken?
Yes, he did. And Partridge is fresh. He's got some fresh legs. He's had a couple carries tonight. He scored 5 touchdowns coming into tonight's game, looking for number 6.
So that will take it to the end of the third, and we will be back with fourth quarter action here. Perhaps we'll be able to pick up our sideline reporter and talk about the speed on the game. I don't know if Ginny Summers is down there. Palmetto Tigers coming out of this one. It's 12 on the clock here in the third quarter. Second and a very long 2 for the Palmetto Tigers. It's been a lot of ground and pound. Palmetto trying to wear that Manatee defensive line out here. Hennessy hands the ball to the big back. Powers forward. And I'm looking at Bob Ticci on the chain gang over there. Is that a first down? It is. Give it to him.
So as I hear Luke Bussell in the background, the whole student body left there with two wing backs there. You know, we're coming this way. Good luck and try to stop us. But a fresh set of downs. Going to see probably more of the same as they grind this thing out.
Now, this is almost a third. You got one tight end, and then we've got number 50 out there. So it's a 12 personnel, almost looking like a 13 person. I don't know what we're looking at there for the Tigers. Ashton Kelly drives forward, and, you know, there's a lot of equipment that came flying out. I thought it was ball. It goes to the no gain on the play.
Yeah, I saw that stuff flying around too. Looks like they're running an unbalanced, heavy on the left side, and obviously, you know, we're going to tell you, we're telling you where we're going to run the ball, and we think we're going to win this thing.
Yeah, at number 50, Jamarius J.T. Thomas into the game over there. And he is generally a defensive tackle / primarily defensive tackle, offensive line secondary. Now he's lined up there. It looks like a run right. So let's see if the Tigers do anything different. Oh, big heavy run there in for 6. And that is the big back. Number 28, Ashton Kelly, Tiger touchdown.
Welcome, Ashton Kelly. That was one for the history books there as they grinded that one out and went down for the score, and they needed that one so much.
Now this old swinging gate look that's been successful for the Tigers, really Manatee Canes. Very familiar with that. Snap back to Liam Harold, holds down. Brandon Galloway with the kick. It's up and good, but there's a flag on the play. Looked like we may have had a little movement out there, maybe the wing, maybe a false start. Yeah, I don't know if you'll pick this up on the replay. Maybe number 4, Ace Luther, didn't get in his stance there. Would have to look at it.
On the Tigers.
So we're gonna.
So do they put it on? Do they kick it again?
Kick it again.
I'm trying to pick it up. Looked like they weren't completely set. Well, yeah, watch Ace Luther.
Yeah, and now we're looking at live action. Ferguson with snap, nice snap. Liam Harold with the hold. The kick is up and pure. Way out there east into the darkness. So the Palmetto Tigers with a 17-7 score here, but don't go away. There is still a ton of time on the clock. 10:34 here in the fourth.
You know, going back and looking at close games here, low-scoring games, usually these games can get out of hand, and there might be, 75, 80 points. But going back in 2016, Manatee won a 7-3 game. It was on a botched fake punt that the player called at the last second. And then the Tigers in 2019 squeaked out one 18-12 right here at Harley Stadium.
So this will be a big possession. What I like to watch on these kickoffs, look at number 20 out there for the Palmetto Tigers. Because knowing your kicker is going to kick this one, Rex Schwartz, watch him haul butt down the field knowing that there's no probability that he's going to be involved in the play.
There he is, leading the way.
Yep. Love that kid. Love that kid. That's, and that so many players start out as special team standouts and they work their way. There was a guy up in Denver, right, Ken? Started out on special teams, old
Yeah,
Georgia.
some guy, Georgia guy that didn't play much for the Bulldogs. Ended up somehow getting drafted. And,
yeah, Terrell Davis.
And now Terrell Davis, NFL Hall of Fame, made his mark on special teams. Looking at the third quarter stats, thanks Steve Johnson, Tigers clearly dominating with 250 total yards to 137 for Manatee.
Palmetto Tiger with a single high snap. That's going to be a weird timing on that late play. And really, that one goes for about a half yard, but that one would have had the edge.
It was supposed to be a quick, but I don't know if Logan.
That wasn't Logan. They got new quarterback.
Oh, they got somebody. Okay.
Yeah, into the game, and that is.
And looked like he didn't get his hands on the ball and kind of pushed it out there.
So let's get a number out there on that one. It's a break here.
Summer, could be Summer, the number 9, the junior.
Yeah, Mason Summer. I actually got some pretty good film on him. He's a junior. He's 6'2", 185. He throws a really nice ball. And with the timing of that high snap, that one would have made it around the edge if he was able to get that ball out quickly. They had a pretty good play set up.
Yeah, he's played in 4 games. He's 20 for 30 with about 200 yards passing. He's thrown 2 TDs and an interception. So has done well as the backup to Rogers.
Look at big number 90 out here in the slot. Good gracious. He goes down the middle of the field. He throws it late, and that is going to be caught.
Intercepted.
Interception, Palmetto Tigers ball. Okay. Did he call it incomplete? We'll see it on the replay. We'll see it on the replay, which will be irrelevant. But number 20, who we talked about earlier, in Rex Schwartz, looked like the ball got through there. I think that may have got through the arms and on the ground. We'll see.
Yeah, play action, thrown up through the middle into triple coverage.
He caught it. He caught it.
He caught it.
Yeah, he did catch
it. He caught it. He's celebrating, and everybody's pointing that way.
Wow, so he got it. That was a great catch, and he was able to knife his body around. So you see it.
Throwing right into it. He just followed his eyes and watched the ball all the way in.
It's close, Ken. It's close.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to give it to him.
They're going to give him the catch.
Based on what I'm hearing.
And then, we got the little Heinz Law Jumbotron over there, and from the look, there was one look that the guys behind us had that it looked like the ball might have been, and I noticed the Tiger Vision crew didn't show me that one more than one time. Good work by the guys in the back there behind us, pros, showing those replays. Thank you very much. That was something you'll only see on Tiger Vision. I think we've got 80 frames per second there, and it's great.
Some crazy number.
It's stupid. I mean,
it's crazy. Who do they think they are doing stuff like that?
Ken, we may tap out about your location a little later. A little crazy for my color commentary guy tonight. We'll talk about that later. Shane Partridge takes that one, runs it up to the middle line. Gain of about 3 on the play. The clock is winding. Still a lot of time, 9 minutes and 38 seconds on the clock.
Yep, and Shane Partridge, fresh set of legs. Going to see a heavy dose as we're checking out the band down there celebrating on the track.
So there's a timeout here by the Palmetto Tigers. And if you look at one of our features down here, that little hamburger menu under the Palmetto Tiger there, that's the first time out of the half. I think Chad Burton created that one, and what a help. I used to take it here with my rosters, and I'd have 3 boxes each half and check it with a pencil. And man, Ken, we've come a long way, huh?
Yes, we have. They got us on screen.
Yeah.
I am not there tonight. I am in Blue Ridge, Georgia. We're getting away for a little bit. It was 48 degrees today. You're very familiar with Blue Ridge. I know you were just up there, and Johnson's not far away in Blairsville, and up here having a good time. And just what a great opportunity to get to call a game with you, Brian, and be 500 miles away. And so far, so good as we get back to the game.
Yeah, I was thinking about the lag time on that, Ken. I was terrified coming into the game. And then
I don't blame you.
Came in for a Wednesday night meeting, and when that worked, I was thrilled to see it. It brings up a 2nd and 7. 9:26 on the clock. Hennessy rolls to his left, throws it out of bounds. Heads up play. Got outside the hash.
Yeah, I didn't think he wanted to run the ball with those 2 massive defensive linemen chasing him. And we need a healthy Matthew Hennessy
sure do.
On this stretch here. And he just had to get outside those the line there so he could throw it away. That was a busted play. 3rd and 7 here. Tigers got some opportunities here.
Yeah, only a 54-yard field goal from here, so you want to pick up some positive yardage, or take a 4-yard loss and just tie the national record here with Brandon Galloway. 9:20 on the clock.
How's the wind looking?
It's in his face. It'll be definitely in his face.
It's probably 2 down territory then. Tigers are going to probably turn some clock up here.
Oh, he's got him on the slant, and it's going to be Jock Harris. Shakes the tackle or 2, spins out, driving forward. First down, Palmetto Tigers.
That's when you wait for your opportunities. It can get frustrating, being at Carson Newman where you're run heavy, you throw the ball 8 times a game. in a game, you got 8 opportunities. The rest of the time you're blocked. He seized his opportunity there, caught them loading the box, trying to think we were going to run it. Look at the boxes loaded, and he just runs that, and he is wide open.
When we pulled out, Maurice Carter was dropping back, and you could see him almost put a thumb up. He was so excited because he knew the slant was in there behind him. Oh, there's the big back. Ashton driving forward, tackled there. Dangler is involved with the play, and also number 5, Storm Hintz, playing a heck of a game tonight, Ken, for Manatee.
Looks like they are, and there's the wind that you talked about earlier that is in the Tigers' face. Just going to take our time and turn this clock up and just continue to get positive yardage. 1 score, and this should put the game away.
Yeah, the days of the Palmetto guys being way undersized and that kind of thing. Stefan Aristil, 330 pounds in front there, just smashing the brains out here in the 4th quarter. It has been like an old school, SEC game from years ago, or a Big Ten school where they're just grinding the ball. It's just awesome to watch.
Yes, yeah, it's very reminiscent of the football you and I watched growing up at all levels. They didn't have all these fancy passing schemes and RPOs and 4 wides. It was, as I alluded earlier in the trivia question with Tommy Frazier, running the wishbone and the triple option and the veer and just run first, and then when you get your opportunities, pass it.
Really, it's a pretty good gap. They want those linebackers to fill there, but straight up the middle, there's a gap there, and it's been exploited by the Tigers. The defensive scheme almost looked like a 3-4. Driving forward is Ashton. He's going to be inches short of that goal from that touchdown. First down, Tigers, 1st and goal in the Heinz Law red zone.
And they Coach Sanders saw probably exactly what I saw against Buchholz, where they took advantage of running the ball straight up the middle during the game, being very successful with it. So,
yeah, that reminded me of Alabama lining up in a 3-2-6 against a very mobile Florida State quarterback, and I'm thinking, what are you doing? That was a very soft front up there. And Ashton is just grinding and pounding. Ashton Kelly, number 28, touchdown Tigers.
And that probably pretty much will seal the deal for the Tigers tonight. But they have really looked good running the ball tonight. Really, defense continues to play, off the charts, and special teams. We've definitely dominated in all 3 phases tonight.
See if we get set this time. Palmetto Tigers are set. Great hold there by Harold. The kick by Brandon Galloway is good. Tigers with a nice lead, 24-7, 7 minutes and 37 seconds on the clock.
And, you realize that this game had nothing to do with the playoffs, because Manatee's going to be in the playoffs. Palmetto's going to be in the playoffs. It's not a district game. It's bragging rights. It's for 7th and 8th graders deciding, do I want to play at Palmetto? Do I want to play at Manatee? But, however, where Manatee is sitting number 1 in Class 5A, it's going to impact that status a little bit. They're going to be a top 4 seed. And for the Tigers, too, sitting at number 2 in Class 6A, this is going to help going into the big game next week against Leonard for the showdown for the not only the district championship, but probably the number 1 seed in the region.
Brandon Galloway get a kick out of that beautiful looking floor from Minnesota Floors. That one's only 9 yards deep in the back of the end zone against probably a 15 to 18 mile wind. Wow. That's something.
What a weapon. And you talked about it earlier being a key to the game. That has been a no-brainer tonight with the special teams, with the coverages, the kicks, and if you can win one or the other, you got a good chance of winning a game, especially a big rivalry inter-county game like tonight.
Logan Rogers back in the game. Ton of time on the clock still for the Canes. They got a receiver out there. And Zion Roberson knew he was guilty out there. Zion, don't act. You pull your hands back, and that kind of thing. They called him for defensive holding.
Yeah, number one against number one there. Literally, our top cover guy and their top receiver, who both just happen to wear number one, going at it. And Juan gets the win on this one.
Well, Jaquan,
on the interference.
Jaquan's, trying to get off that coverage, and then Zion Roberson, is responding. And then if you're guilty, never throw your hands up there, So
yeah, and the Tigers have really taken him out of the game. 28 receptions. Their top receiver has been quiet tonight.
And I'm really liking Pitchford over there, especially playing those deep balls. You can forget about it. Now they throw it in front, really good pass. And, big hit there.
Oh, my goodness. Be careful.
That was a shoulder shot by number 17, which is Isaiah Tyson.
Yeah, he was back in the game. He shook off his injury. Apparently, he's okay to dish it back out. But, you don't want to have anything crazy to give them any chance as we watch this again. And watch him come in here after coming in from the top of the screen. Right there. And you don't need to do that.
And I don't think, you don't think he got that shoulder in there on that one. It looked like he might have got a little plastic on that one.
And he was held up too. There was no need. You don't want to get suspended for something like that when you have, your district championship. And he's been a key player for us.
Yeah, that.
He needs to be reminded of that. We got to be smart out there. He's had a great season, been great catalyst to our defense.
Yeah. So that brings up a 1st and 10 for the Canes now. Big hit. Ball's out. Got to pick it up, Tiger. Scoop and score. There it is. Shake it out of it. He's going to take this one to the house, baby. No, he's down at the 6-yard line. And you can see flying out of there for the Tigers. Number 8 is Kamari Hines. 6'1", 230.
The big guy was rambling, but just ran out of room, and they finally caught him. But somebody laid a hit on the quarterback there that caused that. And
my goodness.
That's Jock Harris.
What is Jock Harris doing out there on defense? The Manatee transfer comes in. He lines up on defense. Unbelievable shot right there, right on the ball.
And shoulder, right on the shoulder pad. And, we hadn't had a turnover all evening, I don't think, and got one. Perfect timing there, and then just trying to get that thing. Who wants to pick it up and score? And this looks like Zion was celebrating a little early. Thought he was going to make it with his number 1 up in the air finger.
Yeah, just amazing. Jock Harris on defense just timed that one perfectly. Great to see those Manatee transfers making plays here at Palmetto High School. Nice to see the flow going from the south to the north, isn't it, Ken?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, for Leonard, that's just going to be another thing that. Wait a minute, that was their one of their key wide receivers hitting their quarterback and knocking the ball loose. Another thing they're just going to have to prepare for.
Here's the wrinkle. As I burned through some film. I burned through that 15 to 20 minutes of film that I watched this week. I did not, I saw Pitchford play a little corner, and to have Jock Harris and Pitchford out there playing in the secondary, different. Partridge with a nice jump cut driving for this Manatee team is gassed. Palmetto Tigers drive this one down to the 2.
And Partridge is smelling that goal line. He wants that 6th touchdown. So he said, yeah, coach, give me the ball. Nope, you got to come out. So we've got the 3-headed monsters for the receiver. And now we have the 3-headed monsters for the running backs as we hit the tail end of the regular season, clicking on all cylinders here.
Number 18, the long snapper, is out there playing right tackle in this formation out there. Actually, it's Sunshine. Ferguson is out there at right tackle. Now you just hand it to the big back, and this is a cakewalk. This Manatee team has absolutely given up. There's no fight in those dogs tonight. Palmetto is just winding this one down.
Yes, and again, this is a symptom to their season. This is kind of how the game ended up when Lake City, when we did the red zone game. You know, they were in it first half 14-0, playing tough, defense playing lights out, as they have most of the night tonight. But you know, a couple quick scores, and you know, you just you know, it just gets old, and you're ready to call it a night. But Tigers looking really good here.
Ferguson with a snap. Harold with a hold, and the kick by Brandon Galloway is up and good. Palmetto Tigers with a pretty nice lead here, 31-7, with 5:33 left here in the fourth quarter.
And the way they're finishing, this started with the last drive of the second quarter when the Tigers went down there and scored. You might have remembered that one play where Manatee could have stopped the running back, and Keyron was able to get around him, and then we scored, and they've been lights out since. But the defense, other than the one scoring drive, has played like they have played all season, other than the Riverview game.
You know, just like the character check that we have with number 20 for us that's running down there, you know, Rex Schwartz, I look out there at number 5 for the Canes and, you know, number 6 for the Canes. Those dudes have never stopped playing ball here. I see some others.
No,
you know,
they're gamers.
Some other
they're
guys,
gamers.
Some heads are hanging, but you give me number 5 and you give me number 6, and there's some young men out there that, you know, when it gets tough later in life, you can see the character of some of those dudes.
They will be successful.
Oh, it's a pooch kick, and it's going to be kicked, and it's going to be a return here. Put it all the way to the 40-yard line. So that was Galloway on the kick with a pooch kick, and so the ball, Manatee will get this one good field position.
I think that was Elijah. Hey, there's the Tiger crew making all the magic happen.
You want to
thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, guys. You want to see something that will give you a migraine? I don't know how they do it week after week after week, but the talent behind us in the stress box, as we call it here on Tiger Vision, it's like you have stepped into NASA when you walk into that trailer. It is one of the most uncomfortable places that you can ever be, but the product that they put in front of you, I promise you, what you see on our Tiger Vision feeds are going to be way better. You can be here in the press box. It's incredible. By the way, the press box here, Ken, it is an amazing. You and I, we've really arrived. You're in Blue Ridge tonight, but I'm literally, my dad's seat was E12 or in that section before
right
us.
Below you, right, Ned?
I've only progressed in my life about 5 feet. All I'd have to do is crawl out of the window here, and I'd be in Don Varnador's seat here.
And I remember I was down about 6 or 7 rows to your left.
Yes.
And the guy that was sitting right behind me, I was in Tallahassee with Jimmy Boyd becoming Senate president, was a guy by the name of Ralph Haben.
Oh, yeah.
Who was at the event, and I didn't, he was Speaker of the House, and back when we were kids, and I actually saw him this week.
Oh, they had a little nice design on that play, goes for a gain of about 9. Yes, and my dad hooked me up. I was a messenger up at the Capitol in Tallahassee for Ralph Haben. Did you know that, Ken?
I did not know that. My daughter actually got to be a messenger for State Rep Mark Flanagan. What a great experience for a young person to go up there and see how things work behind the scenes. And my niece Sierra Bussell got to do it as well.
A lot of connections here from Manatee County. This time, a long pass. Logan Rogers is looking out there. A receiver makes the catch. He's going to go in for 6. Peanut Clark mistimed the jump. Number 7 for the Canes is Elijah Christian, 6'1", 190. This game is not over, but the Canes have got 13. They're probably going to put 14 on the board. Do the math, Ken. Do you go for 2 here?
I still think at this point you go for 1. I don't have that in front of me, and I should have it. We'll find out. I know Jaquez Green knows exactly what he's going to do. He's played a little ball and coached a lot of ball in his time and at all 3 levels.
Now, he's going to run him out there. So you see Dangler, the big linebacker's going in there. One thing to look for and one thing you key on, whichever side you follow Dangler, if he pulls to the left,
8.
They're running left. Look at him back there in the slate.
He's number 8.
Watch him. If he goes power, they will follow behind him. Okay, this time they go for the pass. He's going to have to look, throws it late, incomplete pass. Open receiver, just missed connection. Number 3, he was open.
Yes, he was trying to fit it in between several Tigers there. Here's the touchdown again. Peanut's been playing very well in that corner spot. Just mistimed this one a little bit. He was right there against the taller, receiver. He goes
6'1", 190. Yeah, big receiver. Yeah. Big physical receiver.
A 50-50 thing there that Manatee benefited from. Great pitch and catch, and look for some shenanigans, some type of shenanigans here, Brian. Some type of onside kick. They're going to fight all the way to the end.
Yeah, I look at this one. There's the different variations of the kicks. You've got number 81, Cade Fessler, is in there as a kicker. You can throw 2 kickers out there. You also have, you can have so many variations off of this, but he's going to set it up on the tee, and let's see how he sets that ball up. He's got it straight up and down. So generally, he's going to kick the top of the ball.
80 and 81 are their kickers, so you got to watch. Yeah, if they were going to kick it the other way, I don't see 80 in there.
See if he does that side spin that FSU's been doing that doesn't go 10 yards. Let's see what we've got here. So get a kick out of that beautiful floor. Kick out of that beautiful floor from Minnesota Flooring. Oh, beautiful kick. Perfect butt. It gets out of bounds. You need that gunner on the far side to run down that sideline. That was an excellent kick. Excellent kick. Made the 10 yards.
The gunner, you get somebody, like Nazir that's got that wingspan and vertical, and go up there and grab that thing.
Yeah, that was a perfect kick. If you just...
It was there. It was there, yeah. Number Christian would have been the one that caught that touchdown would have been somebody. So the Tigers get the ball.
There was a flag on the play. Now let's see.
Yeah, I think it went out of bounds, right?
Yeah, it did go out of bounds, but it was saying it was tipped by a Tiger. I didn't see that. Well, we may get a replay on that, but now they're getting a re-kick because it was touched by a Tiger, which should be spotted down.
Come on, Fred. Tell us, Fred. I just saw his name up on the get all of them, all the.
So that's the first down for the Tigers, which is a very strange look. They're a little confusion. They got that one right, but we had the kickoff team and the returner. The Palmetto offense was on the field, and the entire kickoff team for Manatee. So it was the Palmetto offense versus the Manatee special teams unit there. Don't see that. Don't see that every day. That Halloween is just around the corner, and I think we're going to have a special Halloween broadcast for everybody here on the 31st, somewhere along those lines. So 4:40 on the clock, and the Tigers with a commanding 31-14 lead with only that short amount of time. Manatee is has all 3 timeouts left. Hennessy. Oh, it's a direct snap to Partridge. And that was not intentional, I do not believe. We'll get a look at that.
I was thinking, Brian, you're a nice guy. I think he caught that off of his leg as we get to watch the replay. Oh, yeah, I think, or he tipped it. Hennessy tipped it to him.
Oh, yeah. That's just the way they drew it up there, kid. Second.
Yeah.
Second,
they practiced it. you know, Buchholz was running, you know, the direct snap to the running back when they were gashing them up the middle, but I don't think that was what their intent was.
So here on the anniversary of the 1975 Palmetto Tigers team, and of course, City of Palmetto, the City of Champions banners and all that back in 1975. I want to just, as the play goes here, Shane Partridge to the middle of the field, and he drives for a nice gain of about 6 on the play. I want to say a shout out to my neighbor and good friend that played on that team, number 65, Tom Tryon. Tom was a rock star to me when I got into high school. They said, do you want this number? No, my brother had that number, this number, that. And I said, no, I need number 65.
And, you know, I think he was a running back, and Coach Turner approached him, hey, we need you to play offensive line for the team, you know, so he had to learn to play guard. And I think he was 65 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah, but he was kind of that pulling guard, you know?
Yes, and won the state championship.
3rd and 4. Partridge drives. Big gain on the play. First down. You saw another impact block there by number 71, Stefan Aristil, 6'3", 330. Late in the 4th quarter, kudos to the Palmetto Tigers in their condition, because you got the big ones out there late in the 4th driving.
Yeah, and we have seen that out of him all season. He's just, he goes until the whistle blocks on every down, and I know he's committed to, I think, College of Charleston, and they're going to be lucky to have him.
Partridge in the backfield, and Palmetto Tigers have the ball on the 44, 1st and 10, 2 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock. Hennessy takes it out of the pistol, hands the ball off to Partridge, and he's going to be tackled. Really fine play there by number 52, and that is that big Ryan Cotton, former Palmetto Tiger, I believe, 6'2", 185. Boy, he's really gained some weight, LB, since being a part of the program here. I think that he was like a strong safety here at Palmetto a couple years ago.
I think you're right. I do remember that name. Tigers, if they can just get one more first down, that should pretty much do it.
Oh, look at this. We got a score. Louisville is ahead of Miami 24-21 on the crawler down there. That's impressive.
That's a little shocker, yeah.
Hennessy hands it off to Partridge. Nice cut. He's tackled in the backfield. You know, they're always involved tonight is Storm Hintz, and Bryant makes the tackle there. No gain on the play. That brings up 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7.
105. I'd say no. Let's just play this one out.
Play it out. We're relatively healthy. I know we got a couple of kids banged up. We'll catch the status of them at some point, but I've got to start thinking about Leonard here.
Yeah, that's a big 6A District 11 game coming up for the Tigers. And then we'll have a weird Tuesday game following that, a completion of the game, Alonzo, that we played a half of a game. We got to mix that one in too. So the clock is continuing to wind here. It's a 4th down for the Tigers. There is 19 seconds on the clock. Palmetto Tigers are going to wind this one down. And really impressive victory by the Tigers tonight. You know, interception in the first half. And the Tigers really just said, let's scrap this and let's just ground and pound. I think our 300-pounders are a little bit more conditioned than their 300-pounders, and let's pound the rock. So it was an impressive game by the Tigers. So as the clock...
Yes, they stuck to the game plan, and ran first, passed when they needed to. They had a couple big hits, and defense dominating as always, and easily won the special teams tonight.
Yeah, and lots of good friends, cousins. You know, we've had brothers playing on opposite sides of the game, the river here, that meet at midfield after the game. Really good environment here. The crowd was very respectful tonight. And in this rivalry game, the Cross River Rivalry Trophy will go to the Palmetto Tigers. So we're going to have some great film here. You know, after the game, I think Jen Summers is trying to get out there and get an interview with the coaches. So she's hustling out to the middle of the field. Let's see how the sound system works here. She's going to get an interview with the coaches.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit until they...
Yeah, Jaquez Green looks like he wasn't happy with some of the things that were going on during the exchange here. And Maurice Carter now doing a backflip off the out of the game. Palmetto Tigers celebrating. The band members are running around also. But a good victory for the Palmetto Tigers here tonight.
Coach Brazelton got his paws around the trophy, so we haven't had it. We had it in 21 and 22. Manatee's had it the last couple of years, so it's back home for the time being.
Okay, and really exciting game for the Tigers tonight. We're going to get Jen Summers to get a little interview with the coach after the game, post-game. And then we're going to have a little kick celebration here. Some of the students are going to kick for, you know, a scholarship after the game. So we will see some activities here. But I'm just going to wait for the interview with Coach Sanders. He's over there, you know, giving a hug there to big number 71, Stephon Aristil. What a job the left side of the line for the Palmetto Tigers did tonight. You know, 300 pounds, Mikkel Sanders over there. Stephon Aristil, Ryan Reed at 275, David Hayes, the center, at 6'3", 300 pounds. And so, you know, the 300-pounders, we had about as many as they did at Manatee. But tonight, the big dogs, the big heavies, the big uglies, the battle of the trenches were won by this Palmetto Tiger unit.
So that leads me to a question. No sacks tonight for Manatee, correct?
Yeah, and you know, part of that, Ken, is the way that Hennessy uses his head. You know, he had it scramble out there, made it one step outside the hash before he threw the incomplete pass to stop the, you know, from getting. Remember, there were two canes that were about to blast him, but he's very cerebral back there in the pocket, always stepping up in the pocket. But it says a lot about that offensive line, right, Ken?
Yes, and my point being that he had time to throw the ball when he needed to. Yeah, there was a couple of busted plays, and a couple of times he did the right thing throwing it away. You know, just the one pick, but you know, I'll take his ratio. He was coming in 20 to 3 touchdown interception ratio, and you know, he was more of that tonight. You know, that you're going to win a lot of games with that ratio, most games.
Yeah,
hey, senior! All right, guys, I can't tell you how proud I am. I mean, from where we started a year ago to where we are now, we flipped it. We flipped the script. Who's county champs? We are! We run the county! We run the county, gentlemen. Palmetto runs the county. Hey! Hey! Guys, again, I can't tell you how proud I am. All right? Outstanding job. Celebrate. You guys deserve this. Hey! Hey! The right way, because we just played the right way. Celebrate it the right way. Hey! Like I said, though.
The trophy next week.
Like I said, though, hey, we got to turn the page. We get to school Monday. Celebrate it. We got to turn the page. We got district title to win next week. All right? Hey, I want county champs. Let's start the champs. County champs. County champs. County champs. County champs. County. County champs! County champs! County champs! County champs! County champs!
Hey, that was fantastic. And now we'll get Jen Summers to get an interview with Coach Sanders.
Fantastic, Coach. Now we've got you smiling. Yep. You have totally earned your bragging rights tonight. This was a classic showdown. We are so excited for you and proud of you. Just tell us about how you're feeling in the team and your trophy right now with your bragging rights.
I mean, super proud of our kids. You know, I've been here for about 18 months now, and where we started and where we are now, we've completely flipped it. And credit to those kids that have bought in, the coaches that have bought in. So super proud of them. I hope they celebrate. They've earned this because we took some beatings from Manatee, and they're a good team, but we flipped the script tonight, and now this trophy's back in our territory.
Yes, you did, and you definitely earned it. We are so, so proud. Congratulations. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the team and fans?
I just hope the community of Palmetto is super proud of us right now, and wear your Palmetto shirts proud and live over the community over the weekend. Celebrate.
Fantastic, Coach. Thank you so much. Enjoy with the guys tonight, your celebration. Come and see us at the Cut, and we've had a wonderful night here with Palmetto High School, and congratulations to everybody. Back to you guys.
Hey, thank you so much. That's Jenny Summers here with the Arctic Air Sideline Report. Great job on this great evening here tonight. Following this, what we'll do is we'll wrap this one up. Ken, your observations quickly, and I'll wrap this bad boy up.
Okay, I don't think anybody's going to be able to pry that trophy out of Coach Sanders' hands the moment as we look at the statistics as pretty much as you expected. We dominated the rushing, the passing, and pretty much kept Manatee just as they have all season struggling with just 7 points tonight. But what I like about this is the momentum, Brian. They head into Leonard on the road next week. It's going to be a tough environment down there. And going in, playing a very good 2-5 Manatee team, 3-5 Manatee team is only going to give them more confidence because it's going to be a hostile one next week.
Yeah, really enjoyed the pregame, with Skip Wilholt and Chris Conboy. That was a lot of fun with the old coaches of Palmetto and Manatee High School. But Ken, I'm going to wrap this bad boy up, and we'll close with some great highlights after that. Tonight's final score from Harley Stadium in Palmetto, Florida. The Palmetto Tigers 31 and the Manatee Hurricanes 13. The Tigers will play away next week against the Leonard Longhorns in Ruskin in another 6A District 11 game. We won't be able to do that game due to restrictions, but the kickoff is at 7:30 on Friday the 24th. Be sure to make that trip to the game, Tiger fans. It'll be a lot of fun. We used to do it, kicking it old school from the City of Champions from the 70s. Make the trip. On Tuesday the 28th, the Tigers will play Tampa Alonzo at home at 7 o'clock. That's Tuesday the 28th at 7 p.m. for the completion of a game that was postponed due to weather back in August. Please keep in touch for any scheduled updates or notification to go to our Tiger Vision landing page, Tiger Vision Palmetto. We again thank the #1 fans in the world for watching Tiger Vision as presented by Conley Buick GMC. One town, one team. Go Tigers.